we also got to roll for health.
We do, and welcome to Magnus Aevum episode 10.
Oh.
You hit the start button and you started eating.
Jen, scoot.
It was a subconscious act.
Scoot that way. I'm like,
Away.
I'm not even in frame.
So you don't need
You
to
were
be.
until you got up.
Ow! You fucking sat on top of me.
Welcome to the stream, everybody.
It's going great.
We're doing
We are totally online gaming.
Am I in frame properly?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
I would have yelled at you a while ago.
No one
Well,
yelled at
yell
me.
at me anyway.
I will. Don't worry. By the end of this night, I'll be yelling at everybody.
We're very
Good.
prepared
Okay.
today. It has not been chaotic at all at the studio. We
No
are
issues.
totally good.
With
Yeah.
anything ever. We're not missing players. We're doing fine.
So, for the elephant in the room, we can't edit in live. Josh is unfortunately not going to be able to join us this evening due to unfortunate complications due to a roving virus we've all know and hate.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know, that one.
It's a cat.
No?
There was a kitty
Okay.
cat.
There was a thing and it was involved, and he will unfortunately not be joining us. It is actually, we apologize, part of the reason we did not air last week as well. We will be rejoined by our fearless crazy man. Oh, I guess he should be called leader.
I thought you were going to say leader and I was about to get upset.
I was too. I couldn't do it. But he is on his way. Here in Orlando, we have this thing called horrendous traffic.
Sucks ass.
True.
Plus, he was traveling, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, the four of us will go ahead and get started with the episode by
Just
talking about
take
our
the camera.
lovely sponsors. Take it away, Zach.
All right, well, this is your advertised segment where our sponsors will go ahead and pay me to read things. So I'm not going to read things, I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want. First up, Critical Gaming Supplies, curator of really awesome products, such as this dice tray, these very dice that I paid very good money for, and this chainmail dice bag that I honestly treasure more than the dice. They also provide very cool miniatures that you're not going to find anywhere else because they themselves create and manufacture them through their 3D printing process. They are a very good company and good friends of the channel, also another local company. So please support them if you can. Use code TOGG15, TOGG15 for 15% off your online order with them. And also you can find them at cons like MegaCon, DragonCon. They wanted to go to New York but couldn't because we're too cool and took their spot. Secondly, Fanroll is another really, really cool dice company. It's not sharing very similar products with Critical Gaming Supplies. You're going to find more run-of-the-mill dice there, but the run-of-the-mill is also really good because you get better prices for it. Otherwise, they're pretty cool. We have an affiliate link with them, so if you want any of their products, if you're looking to get a $20 gift for a friend, I really recommend them because you're going to find those dice there. Use our affiliate link and we get a little bit of kickback, so you're not only getting a cool product, but you're also supporting the channel. And last but certainly not least is SideQuest Cards and Games, where that is a locally run company by us truly.
Hi.
We carry such products as dice and dice trays, but we also carry a lot of weird shit such as really cool D&D themed cups, candles, coasters. We also carry board games. And if you also are looking for Magic the Gathering cards, we have a TCG player link that I personally run. Oh, use code TOGG to receive 10% off your order on SideQuestCardsandGames.com.
And we do free shipping on all orders.
Yes, which is a pretty cool thing, because why are we going to charge you for shipping? We make money either way. So, with all of our sponsors out of the way,
We may or may not drop links in chat.
that'll be Jason's job when he shows up.
Yeah, they should be already there, I think.
It's on the to-do list.
Other announcements.
No, we have to type them
Dungeon Master Craft
Am I
episode
live?
2 is up and live. That episode features the 4 Dungeon Masters of Totally Online Gaming Group as we need community feedback. We are going to be building a source book, and in that we need community feedback for their own aspect of this book. So please go either on the Totally Online Gaming Group Discord. We have a new channel open specifically for community created content, or go watch episode 2 of Dungeon Master's Craft and drop a comment on what kind of world you want built. Did I miss anything?
It's a real twist of fate. Oh, wait, no, sorry. It's a thread of fate.
No, Twist of Fate is Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy's finisher move in the
Ooh, we don't
WWE.
talk about that. No.
And
no.
cinnamon twists are a side option at Taco.
With that,
Not sponsored.
it looks
Yeah.
like dinner arrived, and I'm gonna go pick that up. Andrew, bring us home.
Alrighty, so once again, the affiliate links will be posted in the chat here shortly. Otherwise, yes, Dungeon Masters Craft, we do try to come up with a show idea that you can get involved with. Your comments, your suggestions, your ideas will be incorporated in. You'll get to see them discussed, talk about live. You will get mentioned. One of the best perks of the whole thing, right? Getting a little bit of credit where credit is due. Otherwise, our small businesses, we thank them very much for supporting us. And without further ado, we shall start Magnus Aevum. Last time on our episode 9,
I tried.
the key things, I guess, that worth going over, we'll throw those to Adret. We'll have Logan explain
I was like,
as
don't you dare
Adret.
throw that over here.
I won't.
Yeah, welcome to my life when he says, Jen, what did we do last time?
I've done it before.
Uh-huh.
I just have about 7 other campaigns shoved into the forefront of my mind. I'm checking my notes.
All is well, Leo. Thank you.
So, like, I know that we started out in,
We did?
uh-huh,
In town.
no, we started in the place. With
Oh, that was 2 episodes ago. Yeah, we started out in the place. With the house.
You did start in the mountain last episode.
I kept the door open.
Adriana. God, why did that name escape me? I was actually staring at it. I'm dumb. So we started out in Adriana's mountain hideout. Gwen's mountain hideout. But Adriana's cooler.
Facts.
And she was all like, here is a bunch of stuff so that you don't die. And now, we already kind of went over what I'm doing. Pretend I'm Adriana, alright? We already went over what I'm doing. I'm trying to kill Lucretia because she has pertinent information that could potentially do stuff that we don't want, which is, or do want, depending on what the players want to side with. But that being, of course, if Lucretia has that information and works with certain people, that could start a whole chain of conquest. And if she's dead, that could prevent a whole chain of conquest. So we go over and we visit the hospital, and we start to... Pretty sure this is the
You're
one.
good. You're good.
All right. We visit the hospital, and we're checking things out. I know my character, Adret, found out that there was some kind of abnormality with her, and tried to alert the staff about that. And then Jen's character, Gwen, fucked that entirely, and actually cast suggestion on one of the staff so that that didn't happen, because she, while wanting to support Adriana just like Adret, is more radical and would have Lucretia killed just flat out because there's less risk involved.
Llamel checked his mail.
Yeah, Llamel did check his mail. It was pretty cool. And then I do remember we also had a meeting with Isa, and Regulus showed up for the first time, where
Let's be real, that was an interrogation.
yeah, it was basically an interrogation we were threatened pretty hard for. And we lied through our teeth about...
You lied through your teeth.
I am we. We lied through our teeth about certain information because we were trying to get information out of Isa while also giving Isa some information to use to our advantage without giving her all of the information. And we think we succeeded, and then we ended off with getting a bunch of money, right?
There was a bunch of money given.
I got a lot of money.
No, right, you didn't give
I
it
took
to
all
me.
the money and I
Denoting who ran away with it.
I then went to the bar and probably spent it all.
All of it?
I don't know. It depends on how good the drinks were.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, I apologize for that very lackluster
Don't apologize.
summary. Normally I'm better about
confident.
I'm trying. But I'm thinking about a giant flying snake battle where people are
No.
different campaign.
Hey,
Yeah,
if they
no,
want to know
that's
what
what I'm saying.
happened,
Yeah, no.
if they want to know what happened, they gotta watch last episode.
All right.
I am
so-
excited as hell. Let's do this.
All right. So first thing I'm going to do is level up.
Yay!
As I insist on doing on camera, so you all get to watch at their misery and, well, maybe their success here. They're going to roll their hit points and tell all of you how well they did this level. And based on Jen's look right now, it was really bad.
What do I add to it?
Your
Con
Your
modifier.
Constitution modifier.
Cool.
Okay.
Constitution is not a dump stat.
What'd you roll, hon?
At least, well, it
I
can
rolled
be.
a 1,
Alright, so you get 2 HP.
This.
so I'm
You
at
try
what?
to do it
You're
on.
at 35 HP now.
We're just looking at your head.
What?
Yeah.
It's a 38 or something.
there.
Not really. Just pick it up your show.
Max hit points
Well,
40.
I could just rotate
You
it.
said I was
You know,
at
they have to
35.
believe
Those are two
me.
different numbers.
They don't have to believe you. We're
Oh, no,
all
sorry,
we're
that's
lying
your
through the
Constitution.
teeth.
It's
It's
fine.
fine.
You get 1
Okay,
HP.
okay.
Max health again, baby.
Max health
Let's
are-
go.
It's like we all know that
39.
your character can
Oh.
lie through its teeth. It's fine.
Fuck my life.
I try to be faithful.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, I'm pulling up gold. That's the wrong character.
That
No.
is. I know I
No,
gave
it's the
Llamel
correct
inspiration last night
I appreciate
or the
that.
other night.
All right.
I do mean it. I gave Llamel inspiration. Or well, I guess it was advantage.
Yeah.
So whenever you'd like to claim that this session, you may claim it your advantage for Llamel.
I'm probably gonna hold on to that shit and pull it out when you least expect it.
I don't care, but it has to be used this game.
This session?
Yeah.
Oh.
You'll never see it
Ranking
coming.
check. I rolled another 6.
I will say, if you ever add stuff on my character sheet you need me to see, you need to let me know, because I don't check that, like, ever.
I'm vibing here with
If it's
the,
relevant, let me maybe
rolls I'm
shoot me a
getting.
Gen thing.
Okay. So how the hit points turn out on your end again?
They didn't.
They didn't. That's not a number.
I rolled a 1,
Oh,
so they didn't.
so a 1.
Yeah,
Do you have a con of 0?
I have a con of 1, so I got 2
You got 2 hit points. Ooh, big warlock money right there.
Yeah, fucking no spells and no hit points. I'm doing great.
Well, and that's how sometimes the hit points crumble.
Yep.
On the bright side, you were maximizing your first couple levels, so you should have some padding room to get your hit
3
points
more
up.
ones, yeah.
And it should roughly average out at the end. Okay. All right.
I do want to make sure, Andrew, is there anything I missed that you would, as DM, be willing to summarize? Because I know you normally don't, but sometimes you do.
I'd like to give the audience a summary, but in this case, I don't think there's really one to give. We've only been 1 episode since I did the last one.
Okay.
I also got a pretty cool ladder.
I know you got a letter. I just forego what it says.
Basically, we gotta go to the Capitol.
Oh shit! Yeah. What?
The most important detail!
I was gonna fucking say because you. Hey, I got a letter. Thanks. Continue summary. Doesn't say. Don't forget the capital. Yeah, so that's another important thing, guys. He got a letter from the rest of the Tier family. I knew something was missing. Lizard brain. And it was like, yo, all of the Tier family were being recalled to go back to the capital. So now Llamel's going to be like, yo, homies, let's go to the capital. So I guess we're going to the capital.
We're going to find out. So, the last evening was a very tense moment as you went to go and explain to Issa how things had gone. And it turned out you ended up with a bit of a tense... What's the right word for it? It's not interrogation. You weren't really being interrogated.
We were being bribed.
Bribed is probably a better word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bribed with threats. So coercion. Got it. Okay. There we go. Found the word.
You mean United States International Affairs?
Ooh. I don't need that on me right now.
We don't need to get too touchy.
Loaded sentiments.
Yeah. Nonetheless, in that conversation, the Enclave Inquisitor, Roderick, asked you all a series of important things that you've experienced over your last, couple weeks now, I think things have been going on. And after that extremely tense moment, you were actually paid and sent on your way.
We.
With
Okay.
no seeming attachment or burden anymore to this case unless you want it. You weren't dismissed from it, but you're not encouraged to continue it. You weren't
In
anything.
case of defending Lucretia, right?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like any of that is on your shoulders now.
I wonder, are they
my
just like, oh, it's a lost
problem.
cause, or like?
I
I know you're not gonna tell me. I'm
Don't
just.
know.
It's food for thought why they would just give up on it. And the big two thoughts I have are, they know we're lying because I rolled really fucking low, and they don't trust us to do this job anymore, but they're not gonna say that outright, or they've lost interest in Lucretia as an asset because they're like, oh well, she's already lost to us because she's gonna die.
This sounds like a future problem.
Which is
about you?
exactly what we're going to do.
But we're going to the bar.
So the next day, I'm assuming that evening you went wherever you went. In Llamel's case, we already know he went to the bar.
Am I allowed to fuck with a player who's not here?
Are you allowed to what? No, absolutely not.
That's
What
for
did Josh
Persephone
do?
to do.
That is absolutely not okay. Especially when that man is not necessarily well. Let's leave that alone.
No, he's fine.
Oh, you're trying to mess with Jason?
No,
No.
Josh is fine.
Josh has just been exposed.
His housemate.
Oh. So he's surrounded by that. Either
Yes.
way. Nonetheless,
He's
no.
fine.
The answer's still no. You all went back to your respective homes and or places of
Interest.
sleeping in
Mhm.
residence.
Underneath a tree.
I mean, you could always ask to go to someone's
And
house.
then I'll probably do that.
I'm sure Richard'd be so nice to let you go.
Hi, Richard. Can I stay at your place?
Yeah.
Sure
So the
thing,
DM,
Richard.
so the DM goes
love
and uses
you.
the character. I know. Gwen seems to be pretty resistant to that.
It's him.
You're not on camera. It doesn't matter, Jason.
I know.
And you never will be.
Everything matters.
The next morning, I have to ask. Going around the table, we'll start at Llamel. Where did Llamel go home that night?
Hey, make sure
He
you
didn't.
roll your HP.
I know.
I'm still partying.
Okay.
If I may,
You just went all the way.
I'm gonna jump around and fix the zoom on the camera.
What am I doing?
Oh, maybe that's why it's weird.
Yep.
We're zoomed in.
I didn't do it.
Hmm.
Well, you didn't. You're right. It was from yesterday.
If you also want to drop the sponsor links in there, we didn't do that either.
Yeah, I will take care of that. Let's see.
You see what happened? I told you. I'm just here to help.
He's just the henchman.
There
He's
we
a-
go.
Like all of us.
Ah, okay.
Cursor. There we go. All right.
One of these days, I'll figure out his setup. I understand Streamlabs just fine, but
Just a hair.
All right. Also, you're an artificer. You have a D8 hit die, right?
Yes.
So I want you to roll using this one because I roll shit when I roll for as Leon for rapier.
Oh, so you want me to roll shit? Okay.
I'm a modern rapper.
I rolled a 1, so.
I was gonna say I rolled amazing for hit points for Adret with it. That's why I was.
Oh,
trying to get
okay. He just guaranteed me a 1. It's a 3.
it's a 3.
It's not a 1 at least.
Plus 2, though.
Yeah, exactly.
So Llamel partied all night.
Yeah,
All night.
to be nice.
all night. I'm still partying actually into the morning.
Okay.
Yoink.
You probably met up with some of your Coliseum friends
Yeah,
at some point in that deal.
yeah. There was 1 or 2 bar fights.
That doesn't surprise me. Did you go into the merchant town area to drink, or did you go to the classic areas around the old town, like where the
Oh, I went
Coliseum's
to Old
built?
Town. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I
So-
went to the good bars.
All right. So the seediest, the best.
Yeah, where like the rich girls go to slum it
That's probably not likely, but
if they want to get in trouble. Yeah, it is.
I want to piss
Or they
off
know
Daddy.
that's fair. But yeah, that would be okay. Fair enough. So we know Llamel had a rousing good evening. Please make a Constitution for staying awake all night,
That is a 7.
and you will gain 1 point of exhaustion for staying up all night.
Yeah.
But I will still give you your long rest.
So does that just go away? or-
No.
Oh. Okay.
That is
you
the-
get a long rest, and then you get a point of
Yeah,
exhaustion.
you get the long rest for the purpose of resetting your abilities and your hit points, but then you're going to gain the exhaustion.
All right.
Even though normally you wouldn't gain the long rest benefits. This is me
DM's
not
just being merciful right now.
That's all it is, because he knows the pain's coming later.
Oh boy.
Where did Gwen go?
I went to the bar for a drink,
Mhm.
and then I went back to Adriana.
Oh, okay.
Figure I should check on that one.
What kind of bar do you go to?
Whatever I went with him. He's buying me a drink. He got all the money.
Oh, okay.
He's buying me a drink, and then I'm leaving.
Do me a favor and make a charisma check. Not to save, just the ability check.
You just add a charisma modifier.
I know. Oh, that's what I'm fucking okay. I say I know. It's a 17.
Ooh,
Okay.
you get extra attack.
You get extra drinks.
Probably.
Yeah, some
Oh,
people
that's
do go and
right,
buy
I
you a
have
drink
spirit
and talk to you,
guardians.
stuff like that.
Mhm.
But past that, when you choose to leave, you can leave.
Yeah.
You don't get dragged into something.
No.
When you get back, I assume you start helping with the ritual?
Yeah.
Unless, you want to do something different.
No, it's that or I sit there and be useless, but I might as well helpful since I'm here.
Fair enough.
I probably would have also followed them to the bar if possible.
There's no reason to stop. I'm fairly certain Llamel didn't make that quiet.
Okay.
Unless Llamel wanted to hide it.
No, I'm sure the entire time we were walking down the trail from the Prima Bellator, I was like, I'm going out drinking. I'm gonna get shit faced. Adret's gonna be drinking.
He's gonna get more shit faced because he can't handle liquor.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Well, in that case, since it's been proven, go ahead and make that con save now.
I love this. Okay. That's
let's see what other tables you decide to eat in your.
Oh, you know
All
it's
of them.
happening. I'm gonna make a name for myself.
As the
Adret,
wizard
the
who
table
holds
eater.
liquor.
The
Yes.
most mid roll ever. That's an 11.
A 10 would have been mid, but
Well, but the 10 was I got a +1.
oh,
That's-
okay, you did roll a 10.
Yeah.
That roll was pretty mid, bro.
yeah.
God, I hate that I even use the term mid because I hate the term mid.
Do you hate the return based?
I love the term base. The
Oh,
reason
then
I
mid's okay.
mid sucks because people
They're associated.
it should mean
Because
middle.
people that use it are mid.
No.
That's the problem. People treat it like it means dog shit tier when it's literally middle of the pack. What's going on?
No, you should call things that are bad sub.
Slang. We're just gonna leave slang right on the table where it belongs.
Yeah.
English dictionary, bro.
Yeah.
So past that, you start to have a decent time. Do you stay out as long as Llamel?
No, Adret knows to get his beauty sleep.
Okay. That's fair.
It was a proper statement. I don't see the.
That's fine. The next morning, a Dominus is woken up, as he's been woken up the last 2 days,
With a girl by his side.
By a gunshot.
by a small child
Ooh.
that runs into the room, leaps on the bed, going, "Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up!"
I'm up. I'm up. Good morning.
So, Auntie Priya wants you downstairs.
Auntie.
I figured. Head on down without me. I'll be there in a moment as I start to get out from the bed.
Okay. Do you bring your work, like, literally home?
Yes.
So as you're getting out of the bed, you're making your way through random machine parts and
Oh, it's
papers and-
everywhere. My organization is lack of organization.
there is no chaos in my chaos. Leave it alone.
Exactly.
Or is that order? We'll figure
Something
that
like that.
out. As you go downstairs, you can smell the very pungent smell of a pumpkin bread in the oven. There is a spread of some eggs, bacon, toast that are there, and the assortment of some fruits, cream, butter, and of all the elegant things, coffee, which is incredibly expensive. But it's there.
Yes, it is. Nice.
The child is joined by their sibling. Priya's already sitting at one of the tables along with the person that the children call mom. who is one of Priya's friends on a project, one that you've been working on for a little bit.
Okay.
The next couple of days, you're going to be given quite a bit of free time before the next phase of things can even begin.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, you're just kind of sourcing out some designs. The surprise at the table is Alden. He's got a fresh cup of coffee. He's not eating anything. Looks like he probably arrived a little bit earlier than you got woken up, which he did the pre-dawn walk. You know.
I was like, something's off.
Yeah.
I can see this is weird.
There we go.
I don't even think about it. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Priya grabs a few slices of the bread, puts it on the table, and then sits down. The two children go about eating, their mother going back and forth, going, come on, you're going to need to get to school and stuff like that, as the rooster probably crowed, 2 hours ago. And how do you make your morning?
Oh, I sit down and immediately pour myself a cup of coffee.
Okay.
And I help myself to a plate full of, bacon, eggs, bread, just a nice big plateful, hearty plateful.
In the previous
And then I start out the whole time with, Priya's niece, wherever she's sitting and whatever she's doing. And I look at her, and when she takes her a mouthful of food, I mimic. And just kind of smiling at her, which hopefully gets her to kind of giggle and smile and then start playing along.
Mm-hmm.
And I do that for a little bit and then kind of tousle her hair. And after I get finished eating, then I finally kind of sit back with my coffee and just look at Alden and say, surprised to see you here. I wasn't expecting it.
Well, you're going to need somebody that is more of an expert in the energy transference magics.
Absolutely.
Your design maybe, I've looked it over this morning already. I don't see any real flaws in the concept.
True, but you are correct. I definitely need some assistance with how the energy should transfer to make it as efficient as possible, not have any loss leakage.
At this point, I've worked with Priya enough to understand where her mind is at on this. I agree. This cannot end up in the military's hands.
Absolutely not.
And I think the way to get them off my tail is to give them my platform. That way they'll let me go back to doing my independent work again. Trade one minor weapon for a major issue later.
I still don't like the idea of what they will do with
They
it.
have to eat the crumbs.
Yes.
It'll be far less than if we continue this route and allow them to have access to it.
True.
Yeah.
Well, we best get to work then.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Senatos, bless you.
You may not approve of my methods, but it's probably a good idea you know. And he hands you that rope.
Take a look.
It does.
It looks like somebody's already read it. Probably a good idea that Priya's already had eyes on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it explains very shortly Lucretia is currently indisposed long term, per the plan.
Indisposed.
Or disposed of.
Dominus is contemplating right now.
Mhm.
He's trying to piece together from what he knows, which is nothing that I watched on the last two episodes. I cannot use any of that.
That meta gets meta.
I know. But he's trying to figure out what side everyone's on, because there seems to be there's been a lot of back and forth information on what's been happening, the stuff that he's seen, as far as he knows, still Lucretia was kidnapped.
Mhm.
And he's just trying to figure out why everyone is doing what they're doing.
Well, Lucretia wasn't on kidnapped. Adriana was.
Or Adriana, sorry.
Yeah, I got real confused for a second. I
Yeah.
was like, shit, what did I
Yeah.
miss?
No.
But Adriana was kidnapped, and he's wondering why, if Alden is here doing this, what Lucretia's actually up to, and why she would be "quote unquote" indisposed. But as of this point, he still is thinking that, all right, I'm doing something good. Keeping this out of the hands of the military. We're not making a weapon. And in fact, we're making something that better technology. Something that could be used to prevent the weapons from doing damage by blowing them up if necessary.
You can always build fail-safes they don't know about in the project this time.
Exactly.
It is around the time that you guys are having a little bit of... It's minor shop talk at best.
Mm.
All right, come on, kids. Time to go. The wagon's here for school. Let's go. And they get ushered out. They get bags tossed at them. They're simple leather backpacks. One is so beaten up on the youngest child's one is so beaten up you can tell it was the hand-me-down of hand-me-downs. You're not sure if it went down necessarily in this family or like 10 before it, but it looks like it might have done the 10 before it kind of thing. The bottom of it has a little notch of a book hanging out of it kind of thing. It'll fall out, but it's there.
All right.
The other one is got a nice new gown to go to school in and is all excited. Runs right out the door, which is the same one that woke you up earlier.
Mm-hmm.
The youngest does the silly thing that children love to do, which is changes their mind 10 seconds as they walk out the door, run back in real quick, runs back in their room, and it comes out dressed completely different, and then runs back outside. While the mom is going, come on, you're going to be late. Let's go. The driver can't hold it long term. Let's go. Can't wait for it. Kids jump in and off to school. The mother comes back in. She sits down. Kyla is someone you've gotten to know over the last couple days, but not in any...
Not well,
Yeah. But she's a very competent engineer.
Okay.
She is not a Magitech engineer. She's not dabbled in actual magics. She's aware of how it's applied. She couldn't do it.
She's good as far as the mechanics are concerned.
But she can build almost anything. In fact, she is one of the two people that worked with Lucretia to build the Watcher bikes. There's only so many of them out there, and it was one of her designs.
All right.
She corrected the previous design that included only 3 wheels and tended to explode a lot.
That's not good.
Yeah. So she's being brought on as basically one of your foreman hands on the project itself. And you're going to have to relocate it closer to the capital. Mostly because there's too much scrutiny here, and there's a lot more assets that Priya can bring to bear near the capital. Plus, as she then explains, I also received this, unfortunately. It puts it on the table, and it's a beautifully ornate scroll case with a gold cap. And since you've watched, you know.
Yeah, I know what it is.
And all of you know that where this is going. And this one actually, unlike Llamel's, not only has her name on it, but also talks about her role in the vote and stuff like that. And that her brother is expecting her to return to be one of the key votes in the head council. Past that, she's recalled. She has to go back. It looks like she has to go back for what looks like 60 days in total. Okay. Yours did not have a timeline on it.
Mine's fine.
Yours is supposed to.
I'm honored to have even received an invitation.
Yeah, yours is just get your ass back here.
Get in, get out. No fucking about.
All right. Well,
Yeah, there you go.
Then I imagine if we're going to need to relocate and it has to happen relatively quickly, that we are probably in the process of crating up and getting ready to ship out any of the materials we need if we're going to move locations. So
Alden's here to put all the stuff through his moving platform so we can pull it with a couple of draft horses and get it up there. It's going to take about a week to get to the western roads, probably another 2 weeks north in total time. There are faster ways, but we don't need to travel conspicuously. Is there any of the others you wish to notify before you leave? Since you seem to be fond of making friends. It's coming from Bria, sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot to get the gravity voice.
Well, I'd like the children to know, particularly the youngest that I was, or the one I was kind of goofing with at the table.
Okay.
Just kind of reminds him of his daughter at that age, because that's probably the last time he saw her.
That sounds about right. She's referencing more like your hodgepodge crew.
Oh,
Your
Like
compatriots.
these ones.
The
Yes.
other players, if you will.
Hello.
Well.
The ones who are on the same destination as you.
Mhm.
How funny. Maybe we should
Yes,
travel together.
I would indeed like to get a message to them, just so that they know what I'm up to. It's I kind of feel like I've left them in a lurch a little bit, accepting this project and dealing with this, that when there are issues that they've been dealing with, and I may not have been there to help.
And you might want to take today and do that and then come back. The kids will be here this evening, so if you make it back, that shouldn't be much issue. We'll leave tomorrow. You're more than welcome to stay. I'll take and go with Alden, put everything together. Since I can travel a lot better than he can right now in the city, we'll make it nice and tidy. And you don't really need to worry about showing your face because it's not like you're in trouble with anybody. She just glances at Alden.
Fair enough. I shall return this evening then.
Works for me.
And
She begins picking up the breakfast.
I head back up to the room I'm staying in, and I do tidy up a little bit because some of the stuff does need to get packed up. So I do start. I spend about an hour just kind of organizing a little bit and getting it better ready for being picked up and put in crates.
Okay.
But then after that, I get my armor and stuff on, get ready, and I head out to go find these guys.
Whereabouts do you think it is best to start?
Well, the last place I knew of that they would have been the hospital where Lucretia was.
That's fair.
So I'm actually going to go see. Actually, before I leave, I'm going to ask Alden if he actually knows where they are.
I haven't talked to him in a couple of days. I set the principle about watching, and then made myself scarce.
Fair enough. Interesting. I wonder. Who else would they have had contact with? I guess that's my initial thought is probably the best. Of course, I doubt she would have. If you saw her and them probably the same time. Guess the best I can do is maybe go to the last hideout or safe house.
That could be a space to start.
It's better than nothing.
You could always talk to the military woman too.
Oh, her.
Look, I'm not recommending. I'm just saying, in case.
You make a point.
I don't know why dramatic that. Started to fall. That was part of it.
Very well. I'll leave that as option 2. And I make my way to the last known safe house location that I know of.
It's empty.
Oh, I figured.
Yeah.
When you arrive, the door is unlocked. It seems to be a local merchant family moved in and moved in yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing you remember that was in this place is still there.
Guess it's option 2 now. Head to the
Gwen
military
burns a
academy.
safe house. She
Yep.
burns a safe house.
Yep. Head to the military academy.
When you arrive, a whole bunch of cadets are going through some general drills. Now in the eastern field, or the right side of the building. Jumping walls, running fields, climbing ropes, getting the crap kicked out of them because, that's just what training does to you. Ace is nowhere to be found from just some simple conversations. But what is to be found is a man that more or less is iconic more by the weird, sideburns he's got.
Ugly motherfucker.
This little twist of a beard, but it's not really a goatee or a real beard because there's nothing here. It's just here.
Yeah.
And then he's bald.
Mutton chop, soul patch, bald man. Got it.
I promised I'd never describe his face, and I meant it.
No need.
No need. That's all I got to do.
Yep.
If it wasn't for the fact that his outfit is super clean and tidy, you would initially think this is like the most straight-laced person. But then the secondary part of it is just his posture and everything else of just how much he's just kind of sitting on the side, watching the recruits. He's pulled up a stool and sitting there. Just got one leg kind of crossed over a bit, and he's just like he's staring out into space. There's a cadet standing right next to him at full attention. I could put a board against his back and it wouldn't be any flatter. Kind of rigidness.
Okay.
And you have no idea how long this poor cadet's been standing there. The only thing that sticks out besides the obvious drilling ones, the ones about to graduate or drilling the younger recruits and stuff like that. That's about it.
Well, hell, let's see. Hook. Bite. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and approach Mr. Mutton Chops.
Okay. Mr. Mutton.
Yeah.
There we go.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh.
Apologize for interrupting whatever you're working on. But you look like you may be a man of some importance around here. Would you happen to know where Isa is?
Reassigned.
Really? Would you know by chance, or is that classified information?
Oh, I don't know. Sent her back to. Sent her to the capital short term, and then she'll probably be sent out into the western reaches.
Oh, you sent her. Oh, so you are her superior.
Nope. So at this point, you catch the patch with the eye and everything on it, and you have served in the military, so
You're
you're
a detailer. Got it. I'm actually looking for some compatriots of mine. She may have known their whereabouts, but as she's not here, I am afraid I'm at a loss. I don't know if you by chance have seen anyone that she has been speaking to here shortly. One you cannot miss. He is a giant lizard.
Cadet, are you aware of a giant lizard? Sir, no, sir! I guess we haven't seen anything.
Well, I'm going to insight that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna insight that. Let's see.
And I gotta bring up.
And I love it when it just rolls up on the other pile of dice and does that.
And then cock dice.
In the middle, please. There we go.
Ooh.
It's in the middle and it rolled nice.
It's like the best.
Dirty 20.
That's like the best insight roll you've ever
I
had.
know. Dirty 20.
Okay. Well, with a dirty 20, of course, it's gonna give me some weird feedback. That should be enough, though. I think. There it is. Really? We're gonna play like that? Okay, fine. Okay. He doesn't really have a convincing tone.
At this point, could I come drunkenly stumbling towards the Prima Bellator with like a giant bouquet of orchids?
trying to still win Issa over.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
All right. I figure this is an easier way of reuniting the party.
Yes.
I mean, I had a direct way too. This works for me.
Nah, I'm good with it.
Make way!
Do I notice him?
It's hard not
it's
to.
hard-
Yeah, I figured.
Let's go with that's a roll of -2. You should be able to make it.
Okay.
Do you want to just tap?
Take the
Yeah.
one.
There, 19 again on the die.
No, you wasted that one, but we'll save
Nope.
it for later.
Not wasted. Never wasted.
Okay.
Never wasted. Except for
Except
except for me.
I had the same thought, except Llamel.
That's all right.
It's okay, Gold.
No, this joke's not gonna stop.
Just wait till he starts playing a third character and something else.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna combine their names and be like Global or something.
Anyway, I say, never mind. Again, pardon the interruption, but I see one of my compatriots. And I start walking over towards stumbling drunk Llamel.
All right.
Theming gold.
I'm gonna try and fail a perception check to just blindly walk by him and not notice him because my drunken vision.
You know you can just purposely fail something, right?
Can I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I purposely fail to see you.
I don't know why you're rolling. Just do it.
That might be.
You can
well,
always gimp yourself.
I do have a question, because I walk right up in front of his walking path.
That would get me to notice you. At
Yeah,
that
well,
point. Intervening.
I was just seeing if you actually bump into me or not.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I've got these orchids in front of my face, so I don't see you.
Yep, that's what I figured.
Watch it, buddy.
Boom. And I just look down because I'm taller than you. So.
I think everybody's
Orchids
smaller
all
than
over
was
the
gonna
ground.
say, the
My
orchids
heart's
were-
broken. I collapse to my knees. No! She's never gonna love me.
For other reasons.
I see like I imagine big steely boots.
Yep.
I go, those are important looking boots. Look up
Not that
on a
important.
non-important man. Dominus. Hey, how's it going, bud?
He actually,
That gets a light chuckle out of Chops.
yeah, and myself as well. Dominus actually laughs a little bit at that.
Oh, I'm glad I wasn't missed. Hey, help me out.
Lift him up,
What are you doing here?
looking for you and the others.
I'm not that hard to find.
Well, I didn't know where you were. I've been occupied these last few days.
Did you check the bar?
Should have been my first thought.
Oh, speaking of which, I've got an idea for you when I start turning around to walk away from the Prima Bellator. Completely forgot the reason why I was going.
Just leaving the.
Leaving the mess.
Yeah, there's
I
just
can-
a bunch of orchids laying across the ground with a love note drifting off into the wind.
Somehow the orchids fall into a formation that spells out "send nude."
We're not that classless.
The note doing this.
The fuck? Well,
And
you
it just
absolutely
seems
are.
like the wind brings it right to Chops.
I do.
Adorable.
I want him to
Who
say
that-
adorable, but it just be the most fucking horny letter
I was
anyone's
gonna
ever
say-
written.
I was gonna say at the bottom he's like, P.S. Ooh.
Like it's just
Oh.
begging for poon.
That's fine. He can keep a straight face. You've already seen that.
So
The cadet, on the other hand, might be like, I can't look at that.
Just want him to go, oh my god.
I start walking with Llamel as he's going.
So my idea. I thought that drinks on the road are a little inconvenient, right? They can only be so big before they just become unmanageable, right? So hear me out. I take a barrel of ale and we put straps to it so it can sit on my back, and we have a tube run from the bottom up to my mouth so I can drink on the road in large
I
quantities.
already have something like that, but it is actually for spraying crops with water. But I suppose you could put alcohol in it.
I like the way you think. I can fertilize the crops and drink at the same time.
I don't think they'd like the alcohol themselves, but you would enjoy it, I'm sure.
Probably.
Anyway, I just came to find you and the others to let you know that unfortunately my current project has me traveling to the capital.
Oh, funny you should mention that. So am I. I got a family meeting. I gotta go vote in some fucker in Clan Tier.
Interesting. And the others?
I imagine they're just tagging along for the fun of it.
Well, I guess we shall all be at the capital then.
Why don't we just travel together? That would simplify things quite a bit.
I suppose we could, however, I do need to check on some things and make sure that my materials will be transported safely in my absence.
There's nothing more safe than in my presence, so I could simply help escort.
I'm laughing at your face over here.
That is up to you. If you wish to join on our route, it may take a little longer, but, well, let's just say not as conspicuous.
That's fine. More time for drinking.
I feel like Llamel drinks a lot, but I feel like this is like a really new development that he's so obsessed over it.
I think it's because
It's because he got rejected.
Exactly. Broken heart syndrome.
I mean, no, that's fair.
Lamel's always drank a lot. He just hasn't had money to drink.
Now he's got money.
All right, but it's been 9
Yeah, now I'm
sessions.
fucking loaded.
It's been 9 sessions, and Lamel's like 20 something, right?
He's almost 30,
Almost-
R-E-J-E-C-T-E-D rejected.
Hold on.
I think he's 28.
He's
I didn't make him.
Yeah.
Sure,
he's
look at me.
almost 30, right? And he hasn't somehow come up with this whole barrel on the back idea until now.
It's a drunken moment of genius.
Yes.
That's what it is.
I just assume you've had so many of those before.
No, my
Yeah, then you
intelligence
forget
score is
them.
8. I
I
don't
was just
think of
going
a
to
lot of
say,
good
have you
ideas.
seen his intelligence stat?
I have
Also,
not.
you're assuming he didn't. He's usually around the Coliseum. Granted, he probably has stashes all around in the columns.
Booze, yeah.
So
Also
I,
weapons.
then I
Except
suppose
for every other column, there's booze and then weapons in the others.
I suppose the likely explanation is that he just doesn't travel very often,
And
so he
adult
wouldn't need
toys.
that.
I've avoided the capital for almost 15 years.
Okay.
So this will be my first time back in a while.
Well,
They're probably not even gonna know who the fuck I am. I'm gonna show up and be like, Mel's here. Who the fuck is that?
What a fucking chode.
it's still a bit early, but I can see you have definitely had a few drinks. Perhaps we gather the others and meet somewhere for lunch. That way we can discuss the trip ahead.
How does sandwiches sound?
Fine with me.
Good. There's this deli off of God, what's the fucking name of the street? Quick, DM, what's a random street name?
Don't look at me. You're coming up with shit on
Doyle.
There you go.
Ah.
Yeah, there's a deli off of Doyle that has really good sandwiches.
Oh, you mean Sam's Witches?
Yes.
Yes, I've been there.
You can't just do my man sandwich like that. It's been years.
I know.
I miss him.
It's great.
The only good reoccurring character.
Oh, come on, you loved him.
Yeah, I'll meet
No,
you.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'll meet you at sandwiches in. I don't have my sundial. What's the time?
It is approximately 9 a.m.
I'll meet you there at noon.
Sounds good.
Sounds appropriate
If
for
you know where
lunch.
the others are, let them know.
No, but I can find them pretty easily.
Very well, I'll meet you there. I head off to actually do a little bit of shopping just to get some additional materials and things like that that I'm, looking for. Nothing major, like I'm just 10 gold worth of little things here and there. Oh, I need this for a tool or whatever. Blah, blah,
That's fine.
So,
Adret,
Yeah, that's me.
you went to Richards or no?
Yeah.
So, somewhere around 8 in the morning, there is a solid on the door.
Ooh. It's not gonna be good. They're gonna see someone they do not expect. I walk up to the door, open it up. No. Hello there.
Like, Richard is
Completely-
super passed out. So, you open the door. In steps a woman you've never met. She's
Those
got,
are most of them.
she's got this almost messy mop of wavy curls going. Like they would be curly if it wasn't so weighted down in soil from badly taking care of their own hair. They smell like a sewer. Their armor is scuffed and messed up, and some of it is broken. There is a weapon hanging off the hip that is possibly a sword. Ooh, it's really hard to tell from just the random stuff on. Caked in.
Ooh, heaven is a place.
Say it again.
This is so bad. Can't believe we went this route. Where's Richard? And who are you?
I love that beautiful, amazing, impressive -1 right there.
Oh, you're gonna lie.
Yep.
Yeah. Calling him out already.
When in doubt, lie.
I am a babysitter for Richard. He is currently out on business.
I am a bad babysitter as I am not watching him.
I'm watching
No,
this.
I'm a babysitter for like a pet of his.
Oh.
16 for deception.
A pet sitter, if you will,
Mhm.
or a house
Oh
sitter.
my god. I didn't know we were going to go this bad.
Well,
I'm
surprise.
sorry, this is who I am.
It is who you are, and don't apologize.
16.
You don't apologize for being beautiful, damn it.
Yeah, right? There we go. So,
Sword to your throat.
Looking through 45 HP.
why on earth would he need a babysitter?
He has left his pet here.
Trying to get, like, muddy substance off.
Has anyone ever said you smell lovely?
Get out of the way, and she just kind of tries to push you out of the way.
Can I contest that?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Oh god.
You're going to contest that with athletics, I assume?
Or acrobatic.
I'm checking to see which
I mean, you
one
have to be
I'm-
moving out of the way.
Yeah,
Or
athletics.
moving even more.
So.
Yeah.
Oh right, would I have taken a long rest after last session, right?
Yeah, everybody's
I
out of
don't
the way.
know.
Let me refresh.
Let me go ahead and get proficiency in this bitch.
I would assume I couldn't do that as a reaction, so just a flat roll.
I need to take my pill.
What'd you say?
5.
She
You wanna-
just kind of like stiff arm football pushes you out of the way. And she seems like she's been here before. So she goes straight to the bathroom.
She did just go through the sewer. She's probably.
You hear the water turn on a shower.
No.
Or a bath. It would be a bath.
Okay.
Then the door opens real quick. He's not even here, is he?
I did say he was out on business. I'm gonna rush over to wherever he's sleeping and just shove him under the couch.
No, hear me out. I imagine instead of shoving him under the couch, he drags the couch and puts it on top of him.
Even better, I'm dragging the couch over him.
He's not sleeping in his own bed. He just happens to be on the couch instead. Richard didn't even make it. Okay. We're not sorry, Josh.
No.
Look, I know so little about Richard as a character, and I get this vibe from him that he wouldn't own a bed. Which I'm probably wrong, but I just kind of feel like...
I feel like the only one who wouldn't own a bed is probably you.
No, he doesn't own he owns a bed, but it's not for sleeping.
Sounds more like a Llamel thing.
No, I mean, he is a bard. You know.
I don't know. He doesn't live up to a lot of the stereotypes, though.
No, but
Yeah.
still.
Maybe a friend in everywhere.
Yeah, it's like I got friends in low places.
Yeah, so I should...
10 minutes go by. The water at least stops.
Okay.
So you can hear somebody clearly in the, splashing bays.
I'm gonna knock on the door now.
What?
I would like to know who you are. Richard has never talked about you. You must not be very important.
I pretend that the babysitter's an idiot
I am.
and didn't even ask that. More minutes go by. What?
I want to know who you are.
Felicia, now, what do you want?
Why are you here? Thank you. I could not find it. Feliz Navidad.
Just say bye, Felicia.
Richard's stalker. Alright. Why are you here?
Can a girl at least get clean before they're given the, I don't know, full line?
I am not looking at you. The door is closed. You have your privacy. For all I know, you could be a spy. I feel like Adret's voice has changed a little bit. I can't get it back to
That's
it.
fine, that's fine.
Yeah.
He finally hit puberty. It's fine.
I feel like I'm finally having my voice getting deeper. It feels different today.
Look. Let's just say Richard and I have similar friends. And I was told this is a safe place I can go if I have to. And I have to.
Does that mean you are a friend of Richard's?
Yes.
I'm rolling insight. I have a feeling that she is, but we never know. 9. Because I rolled a 3 on the fucking die.
I don't know, maybe it's the door, perhaps it's the echo in the bathroom. You can't really pick up any truth or lie to it.
Oh well.
Or say hi to Mr. Andrew.
Mr. Andrew. Well then, enjoy your bath. And then I go and I sit down on the couch.
40 more minutes go by.
40 fucking minutes.
Holy shit.
You know what? No.
She
She's got the bubbles
eventually-
out.
She
She
probably
eventually
needs
comes
it.
out.
She probably needs it. I mean, she came out smelling like that. She's probably been through the ringer.
You heard the water drain at least once, and the water turned back on 2 more times.
Oh, jeez.
She comes back out, armor kind of in a bag of sorts, and just walks back out the front real quick, opens up a box that's on the outside. It's just a large, huge, like, fertilizer box style thing. Up, drops, closes the lid. Replace it later.
Oh. Oh well. Rest in peace, shitty armor.
Literally, it's in the sewer.
Exactly.
Where'd he go?
Time to come up with another line.
Or you could be honest. Say he went to bed.
See,
That's as far as you know, isn't it?
that is the truth, but the thing is, I think it's funnier if I don't tell him.
You went to gambling.
Tell me truth and lies, truth and lies, truth and lies.
Got a 17 for deception.
But I don't know what the lie is, so there's no...
He is above the mountain range.
He went and got high again, didn't he?
The mountain range is quite elevated, yes.
I don't think we're talking about the same thing.
The mountain range?
Hold on the range.
I now remember who you are. You are the one that talked to my Watcher friends. She's just sitting on a couch.
Lamel suddenly feeling guilt.
Watch your friends.
Out of curiosity, how are her ears?
You don't get to know this.
No.
Hey, how are her ears?
Somebody does.
Little pointed.
Live pointed? Okay.
Not what I thought then.
I would like to know why you
That's
wanted
not
to
who I
see
thought
him.
it was then.
Besides coming here, you said for safe harbor? From what?
Watchers.
So, you are friends with the Watchers, but you are not friends with the Watchers.
No, I'm in trouble with the Watchers. I'm friends with the Watchers.
Oh. Yes, I vaguely recall gnawing on one of their legs. Richard is here. Flips the fucking couch.
Oh, perfect. What's your AC?
Yeah, no, that insight roll would have been really good. 16.
Alright. So, she goes, oh, perfect. And just flips a dagger from right underneath the clothing, and it embeds doing only 1 point of damage, and I need you to make a constitution save.
Oh, it's poison.
Oh, I don't know why I thought she was doing that, Richard.
Always poison. Always poison.
Purple worm poison.
16.
Nighty-night.
Ooh,
Oh, that's some good poison.
Yeah.
That's that good shit.
They should have kept lying.
You wake up an hour or so later, feeling like you've been drunk again. Richard's not in the house.
I should really stop being so trusting of people. Perhaps in this society it would be better to eat someone first. Where is Richard? I am getting sick of these people's antics.
Lamel sneezes after not hearing this.
It is best now to find the rest. I am not happy. And I start marching off to the nearest bar.
Assume you're looking for Lamel.
Yeah.
They're going to point you towards the Prima Bellator.
Do-do-do. Do-do-do.
So as you guys are walking away from it, that's when Adret comes up. Oh, I guess actually Lamel, because Dominus would have already walked away by then.
Yep.
I see Adret, like, stomping towards me angrily. I turn around, go, not dealing with angry lizard, not dealing with angry lizard, not dealing with
You
angry
get
lizard.
back here.
Oh, he noticed me. Of course he did.
You will not escape my sight easily.
Challenge accepted. Is there hills nearby that I could, like, duck into?
Hills?
Yeah.
In the city?
Well, we're on the path back.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't duck behind the hill, you'd duck behind, like...
Like a dune or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to evade his eyes just simply out of the challenge of it.
Okay, so I'm guessing you'd roll stealth?
Yeah.
Can I roll perception?
Yes.
Do you
I
have
need
hide
you to
in
do-
plain sight?
I need you to do stealth at disadvantage. You roll normally.
I'm fine with rolling normally.
That is a 16.
That is a 24.
So he spots you, but you're so damn fast, it doesn't really matter, because you can outrun him.
Damn it, you've got a point.
We've already proven this in a previous episode.
Yeah, how far is he?
I don't know.
Is he further than 30 feet?
Probably.
Fuck.
I'll just loop around to show up behind him.
It's gonna see
Oh,
you.
Adret, it's good to see you.
No, it is not.
It's not good to see you.
I am in a sour mood. Richard has been taken.
Richard's been taken. I saw Dominus. My heart's been broken. I have to go see my family. Yeah, I guess I'm in a sour mood too.
You are in a sad, sour mood. I am in the kind of mood where I wish that people here would understand not to mess with the 6'5" scaled monster.
I didn't know you were that tall.
I do not take you for the kind that knows math.
Well, you would be right to figure that.
Damn.
Hold on.
I just
Hold on, did the
guessed
sun just go
everything.
behind a cloud? Because there was a lot of shade.
I apologize if I bring any offense, but right now,
No. I
Or
was never
15.
taught math.
I mean,
I was taught how to fight.
I apologize in advance if I bring any further offense. The sour mood will not end until I figure out what is going on.
What are you trying to figure out?
Where Richard is.
Do you know who took him?
Someone by the name of Felicia.
Does that ring any bells?
Wait. History. Forgot what character we're talking about.
No.
That's a no.
That's a 4. It went from 13 to 2 with a bounce against the wall of my dice tray.
Maybe it's the lingering effects of the alcohol. You feel like you should know it, but you don't.
She threw a poisoned knife at me.
A lot of knife throwing lately. I'm not a big fan of knives.
I am not a big fan of being attacked constantly. How about you?
I kind of invite the challenge, really.
You are a gladiator.
Thank you for noticing.
It is our
As I
first
stand nearly
interaction.
naked in front of you.
Nearly naked? Alright, because that's just your normal outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I do not know where to start looking, but I think it would be wise to join up with the rest of our group.
Oh yeah. Do you know where Doyle Street is?
Again, I apologize for my impatience. I would think you would understand that no, I do not know where Doyle Street is.
I just wasn't sure if we walked it together before. We're gonna get lunch with Dominus.
Hmm.
Why don't you just walk with me and we find Gwen?
Sounds like a plan. Do you have any of that payment from the other day?
Payment. Yeah, I pull a sack of
Raising
gold
my fist,
out
getting
of,
ready to remind him.
out of my fucking junk. I pulled a sack of gold out, and I have no idea how much I already spent.
So sack out of the sack. Got it.
So should I just roll a D100?
Yeah.
16.
Okay. Not as much as you thought. Must have been cheap.
He went to
I
a
love
shitty
cheap
place.
booze.
You got the this world's equivalent of Natty Light.
They probably mixed in some water here and there to keep them alive.
So how much gold is
Ultra.
remaining then? Because I don't remember what I took. I just took sacks. I didn't count it.
You were initially going to be paid about 500, I think, a person, and they doubled that. So
5,000 in total, approximate.
less 16 gold. Probably 20 after tips and throwing some money at random people.
Well, canonically, I'm not good at math now. So I'm just going to hand him what feels like a handful.
Okay.
Adret.
How much is this handful, Andrew?
Take a handful of dice and give me an idea how much you can pick up.
I want 100 gold pieces.
I think you're going to get 100 gold pieces from
Yeah, you don't have to roll it.
No, he's just saying
How many dice are you
in one
roughly-
hand.
One
Oh.
hand.
Be also
That was
remember,
like
6'5".
I'm not worried about him. I'm trying to figure out from Llamel.
Yeah.
This was like 14 dice.
Okay, so if he grabs a handful, it's probably in platinum first off.
Yeah.
So 140 gold equivocal.
Okay, that works for me. Thank you.
Yeah, if it's 5,000 gold value in total, it's probably all in platinum.
It's in platinum.
Yeah.
I need
Curious thing about platinum in
You need
this,
this?
platinum
need
is a
the
mark.
names on the other
They're
side.
not actually
Some point.
made out of the platinum. They are square. They're about yay big.
Look at it.
They're basically columns, if you will, and they're pretty thick. But the way it's made is it's basically made from a combination of iron and nickel,
Hmm.
and then they're just kind of plated. But it's a mark that you could go and turn in, and it has that value.
Okay.
Replicating them, there's another process to it. There's a magical process that makes these. That's how platinum is secured as a currency. But physical platinum doesn't actually exist.
Magical watermark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hold up.
I guess it would be steel and nickel because it'd be
Yeah.
plated.
I would say that's probably your contribution. That seems appropriate. And take the sack tie off and throw it back in my
Sack
junk
in your
space.
sack.
Yeah.
So you
carrying
said
around-
it was supposed to be 500 each, and you said, "Yep, that's enough."
I don't do math.
That's
we
right.
just made that up.
You know what?
Just wait and ask Dominus when he arrives.
Yeah. That's okay though.
I'm
For now,
assuming you
140
we
is
can
good.
hand wave you just going back, getting things taken care of.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the evening will be slightly different.
Yeah, I'm just gonna show up at Sam Witches
Okay, so
on
it's
Doyle.
sandwiches time. Sam witches.
Sandwich.
We still got to gather a warlock.
You do. You don't find it.
Okay.
All right, cool. I don't care then.
Well, while we were on our way,
Well, we tried, so.
I had wanted to stop at some kind of.
They were not home, and the school doesn't know where they're at.
I wouldn't even thought
Actually-
to go to the school. That's fine.
I don't even think that they know where I live.
The school might have told them.
Okay, fair enough.
I do have a question though about this city, and as advanced as it is,
Mm-hmm.
are there certain magical? Can you buy certain magical services? For example,
Mhm.
purchasing sending, like from some,
Yes.
Okay.
You get the spell message itself.
Well, message is only 120 feet, And
Can't be that can't be. But the equivalent, or sorry, yeah, sending. So essentially, there's the equivalent of a post office. You can go somewhere, and they send the idea that would be a telegram to another location, and then a courier goes and delivers it to a physical space.
okay.
You can't send it directly from one person to another. Some of the extremely wealthy may have those devices in their houses.
Well, no, I wasn't thinking
But that's
device.
it.
I was thinking more like, hey, can we go see Bert the Wizard and
Oh,
say,
yeah,
hey,
no.
Bert, if we give you this and describe who we're talking about, you think you could maybe do a sending spell?
Nah, the state co-opted all that a long time ago.
Okay, just check.
You can get certain. There is the.
If we knew where she was anyway, we'd just go get her or use like a courier service, like a regular messenger.
There is a guild called Dusty's Done. It is a Molly Maid equivocal. And they come and clean houses and whatever else. It's a glorified precipitation on everything.
Will they pressure wash my sidewalks?
Sure. They have
Pressure digitation
Mm-hmm.
in your sidewalks.
They have mending on hand and stuff like that. They can fix minor stuff.
All right.
Things like that. There's guilds out there that offer some magical services. If you can think of a very rudimentary spell that has large scale use, if a bunch of people got together and used it, it's probably a service for it.
Shatter. Which is demolition companies.
Yep.
They probably work under the construction companies.
Yep.
It's a rage room.
No, they got a union, man.
So
They got a union.
I had wanted to ask if, on our way to find Gwen, I could have stopped at some kind of jewelry shop real quick.
The city is yours.
All right.
While everyone's shopping, can I get that like fertilizer fucking pump sprayer that he was
Dominus has
basically
to
telling
make
me?
I said I had created one. I didn't say it was here.
No, I figured I could just go to like a fucking farm supply store and buy a pump
No.
sprayer.
No, I have not mass produced it.
Very well. I'm gonna grab a
And
barrel of ale then.
And you're just gonna bring him back a keg and be like, fix it.
You bring me the piping and the valving and all that stuff. I can make it.
I don't know how to do that,
Bring
so I'm just
pipe
gonna
in?
You
grab.
bring a bendy straw.
I'm gonna grab a barrel of booze.
That's fine. Would you like it tapped or untapped?
I'll get a tap. That sounds like that would make his job easier.
Okay. Makes it 10 times harder, I'm sure.
Yeah, it does.
It's fine.
Contents under pressure. Damn it.
That's fine. So most of your morning is, if you had something specific.
Yeah, there's a specific thing. I wanted to go up to the jeweler and ask for 2 platinum rings. I would obviously be willing to pay more than 50 gold for each, but their value should be 50 gold each.
Okay. They start out by asking for 60.
I mean, that works. 60 for each, so 120 in total.
He's a lizard, not
You don't haggle?
I mean, I don't haggle, but also that's only a 10 gold increase. You know, it's
It's more than 10%.
That's
In fact,
20%.
I've already
Yeah,
made the choice.
Okay.
I repeat, lizard.
They saw a mark and did it.
Yeah.
It seems to be the way to do it, right?
All right, so that now gives me 2 platinum ring. Yay!
Just imagine Adret pulling out like a rabbit or a fucking sheep.
You're going to
Well,
pay
I
them in
wonder what
platinum,
it
though,
is.
aren't you?
Yeah.
With the platinum marks?
Mhm.
This is hilarious.
What?
I mean, if it was made of actual platinum, you could have them just turn the marks into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that doesn't work in this case.
Unfortunate. Okay, so add custom item, to platinum ring.
What
You-
are you naming your rings?
Ring 1 and ring 2.
Okay.
You do notice when you pay with this,
Yep.
they have this steel box that looks like it's been cated completely with built-in riveting and everything, and it's just a slot on the top of it, and they put the marks in that. But they do have actually a register of sorts, but they don't put it in that. They put it in this box instead.
Gotcha.
And to take any of the jewelry that they have out of anything, it all comes out. There's not a glass top on any of this. It's actually force. Like you can see there's little emitters over anything that's expensive. There's glass in the cheap shit, like what you're getting. But if it's like 1,000 plus, it's probably under some sort of force gauge of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Wizards are the best bank robbers then.
Spell magic.
Or
Yeah,
jewelers.
exactly.
And then I.
The point is, it's not easy to steal unless you actually can get past this
Yeah,
crap.
unless you're a fucking wizard.
And I wave goodbye to them and I go on my way.
That's
Okay.
how you get an arcane trickster.
Talk about a profession that'll make some serious money in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw those classes on their head.
Noted.
So when you guys get to Sam Witches,
Mm-hmm.
you all meet up. There's the three of you again. Sansa missing Richard, missing Gwen.
And where are the others?
I don't know. I couldn't
Richard
find
was
him.
kidnapped.
He was what?
I stayed over at his place at night. Someone named Felicia showed up. She threw
Doubt I know who that is.
She threw a sleeping dagger at me. I was not able to ward off its effects. Then she took Richard. At least I can assume, as he was not there when I woke up.
At least you didn't have a bleeding dagger thrown at you, or a stabbing dagger.
I could take those kinds of daggers. A sleeping one, not so much.
That's pretty
So
bad.
no luck finding Gwen then either.
I didn't see her at her house.
I do hope she has not also been kidnapped, but I have a feeling she's just being
A bitch.
squirrely. A bitch.
I take
Gwen
I
becomes so
take a
hated.
moment to just kind of scan the
Okay.
sky. Do I see any crows?
I mean, outside the normal common ones, no. Nothing special.
Okay. Just
or,
in case.
Or weird ravens.
Yeah. Just looking to see if I see
Mhm.
any.
And for those in watching at home, there's a bird, but it's not here.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Bird ain't here.
I will be right back.
You do that.
What if I don't? Now, because you said I don't want to.
Go. So
Wow.
get myself a sandwich. I go ahead and pay for Lamel as well and Adret's
Oh, thank you.
because why not? I'll
I'm
be
gonna make sure
generous.
to add a pickle to my order.
So,
Assuming it's not already provided.
so what is that?
Sliced or whole?
Like a wedge.
So what is that? Like a silver or two in total?
Yeah, it's probably only a couple of copper for the whole
Couple
thing.
copper. I'll
For
put-
each person at most.
all right. I'll put
2,
8,
4, 6, so a gold.
9 copper.
Oh,
3 each.
There you go, perfect.
Dominus, you helped with something, and I take out a handful of platinum, and I just kind of like dump it in front of you. We got paid,
I
or
look
I
through-
got paid.
I look through it real quick. Do
You
I
do about
do I count
140.
100?
A little
About,
over.
about 140 is
Little
what
over?
Mhm.
the handful was.
Well, no, 140 platinum. Do I count 140 platinum?
No, it's equivalent to 140 gold. It's pulling out about 14 marks.
Mhm.
I believe it was a little more than this.
Was it?
Yes.
What did we get?
We were promised 500 each. That's all I know. I don't know about the
Yeah,
1,000.
he did.
We were promised 500 each.
Oh, okay. And
So the 50
I-
platinum,
how much did I give you?
14. So 36 more. I could count.
I just take out like a 2 fistfuls, dump it on the table. Does that make it 50?
He overcounts you slightly more. Let's say
Okay,
20 over.
I take
520.
I
I'm
take
writing
it
it
and
all
I-
over
There
here.
you go.
I take it and I push the 20 back. I was like, nope, that goes to someone else. And I just take the
There you
500.
go. There's your current money.
I love this. No one knows any better.
I believe if we are counting now,
Indeed, they have.
you had given me
Richard is missing.
14.
I thought I gave you 20.
14.
Then I push the 20 back to you. There's 20 more.
That is
Um,
not equal 50.
He will need 16 more.
I take out another handful.
I help make sure the math is right.
Well, the 2 were already table, and if he does about another 14, that should either 16
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
need it.
So that's 360 gold then, right?
You should be at 5.
A total of 500, but
Right.
we spent
I spent that.
120.
Yes, there you go. Mathing is.
Math. He can save
Wow.
every one of us. Dun, dun. Oh wait, I'm old.
I'm building my retirement fund by doing this.
So you get this really nice,
There you go.
like brioche style bun, but it's a little heartier than normal brioche would be, instead of being light, with this incredibly savory, peppery sliced steak, with these deep caramelized onion, two soft-boiled eggs that have
Well,
been.
this is better
put
than
in
what we
there.
had for dinner.
Adret is given the meat lovers combo. It is ham, chicken, and beef. It's same beef that was put on Lamel's. The ham is deep sliced with the fat still left on it, so you get like little knuckles that have been
Mhm.
caramelized with a torch.
You know what I would say to this as Adret? I look to, because I know he didn't order this, right? I would look to Dominus and say, did you order this for me?
Yes.
Thank you. Where are the vegetables?
There are none of
Why
this.
would you want vegetables?
They are healthy for you.
I throw another copper. Throw some vegetables on there for him.
They give you like 6 slices of tomatoes, some lettuce, for the sake of it. They, in disgust, give it to you because they think it ruined their sandwich.
I eat it and enjoy it.
And then they
just
give you some onions because they can.
Does this deli have the equivocal of mustard? Like
Yeah,
nice
ground
honey
seed mustard.
Just a nice
Hot.
thick run across my sandwich.
I got the
They're
this
nice.
world's equivalent of an Italian sub.
So you have sausage, more sausage, and other sausage in different spice combinations.
and onion.
It is a cheese that is actually more of a liquid, like a crema would be.
Perfect.
It's
Oh.
not actually that because what they do is they take the mozzarella and they torch it.
Mhm. Oh, beautiful.
You do get the set with it, but instead of the lettuce tomato, it's spinach, a little bit of arugula, and this very, very nice heirloom tomatoes that are put in there.
Nice. I'm happy with that.
You guys overpaid, so I give you better food. How's that?
Cool.
Yay!
And I just wanted to describe food.
And that's
Yes.
okay, because you're
And
a
that's
great
what-
cook.
That's what D&D streams need to be about. Describing food.
Only food.
I mean, there's a reason why the Critical Role cookbook is a New York Times bestseller.
Look, if I could start OnlyPans, I would.
I
But
was
unfortunately, somebody already
Well, I was
has.
going to say only foods, but
Yeah, OnlyPans would have been
OnlyPans.
more on the nose, but somebody's already done it.
Yep. Well, that's all right. You could always do one where you just live stream a fish tank and call it OnlyFins.
I could.
Anyway,
All
I
right.
eat my sandwich happily.
And
When
that's
we
it.
talk about food porn, we're going to talk about
Yeah.
the Cook's Hub, okay?
So, Adret, you said that Richard was taken. Can you tell us more about this? What'd you say her name was?
Felicia.
Felicia. What did she look like?
She had frizzed hair, but I can only imagine that was because of her condition. Clearly, she had been running from something or through something. She had not done well, and immediately she hopped into the bath when she got inside. She also smelled lovely before she bathed.
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 And after?
She smells like you all do.
And, we
And
smell
that is
bad.
not lovely.
You do not smell lovely, but you do not smell bad.
I'll take it.
She had pointed ears as well, slightly.
You were
Did-
detailed that one of them was like it had been chewed partially off.
What?
And you spoke to this woman.
I forgot to mention, it's my fault.
Yes. My willingness to trust people has yet again
What-
led me down
Well,
a path I am most unhappy with.
what things did she say? Give us as much information and detail as you can. Maybe we can use the description and that to try to find her and therefore Richard.
Yes, like how pretty was she?
I do not find attraction in your people.
Lamel, quit thinking with your dick.
That's the only thing I'm good at thinking with. If I stop thinking with that, I'm not thinking at all. Don't say this to me, Dominus.
Fair enough. I will speak to Adret now.
This would probably be for the best. For starters, she said she was a friend of Richard's, which this is probably most untrue. She also said she was with the Watchers, but not the Watchers, the fake the Watchers.
Oh, the ones we were interrogating?
The ones that I had dealt with, apparently one of her companions, yes.
Information help at all, like with maybe narrowing down who, where, why, all that kind of stuff?
Well, we already know that one of the familias is posing.
That's true. What was the name of the one that we knew one? I think
It wasn't the Magic
the one with
Familia, it was
the
the
V?
other one.
Starts with a V, I think.
Not the Velitus.
Not the Velitus. I thought it was.
No,
the
it
Velitus.
was a. There's a third one.
No,
Okay.
I think I have it written down in here
Well,
somewhere.
that's what your notes are for.
Yes.
Uh,
You want to
Is
make
it
a
the
history
Guerrero?
since it's been a while?
Yeah, history check.
Is it the Guerrero?
Guerrero is one that you dealt with earlier. That's the
It's
False
not the
Fake
Watchers.
Watchers, right?
That was the ones inside the Hippolyte
The Hippo
in the academy.
Then is it?
I've been rolling twos so much.
I'm
That's
so
a
sorry.
4.
I'm gonna start calling you Richard because that our buddy Richard in our 3.5 game
I just can't roll until
famous for rolling 2s on a D20. You know, couldn't even be a 1. It was always a 2.
Yeah.
So, which became known as Rolling Richard. So.
Yeah, I mean, I could always, like, it might just take me longer to remember, but, like, I could always just pull up the name there.
Yeah, if you got it. And then I'm going to cast a spell called Summon Gwen.
Oh shit! I didn't know you could learn that one.
Yeah, I'm picking that up just for now.
It's a very specific spell
Because
that.
there's a Gwen that's just sitting there not doing anything. She needs to join us.
Oh, don't worry. I have plans.
Oh, don't
Okay.
worry. She has burst into a ball of fire. Oh, what was
But
me?
you're right. We do. We have to get Gwen involved. Do you have a specific spell?
No,
Like
no,
a
I
spell?
was.
No,
fucking
he has
around.
summoned Gwen. He just.
I have summoned Gwen. Yes, of course. No, I don't have any spell that would be useful in that, nor can I currently, because sending or anything like that, I don't have access to, unfortunately. Because, I mean, I could, like, the next day switch out what prepared spells I have, but
Yo.
that's
so
not one of them.
can
That's his head.
High five.
Yeah, sending is not on my spell list.
No.
Is that what you wanted?
That's what I wanted.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Alrighty. So,
Trebonia.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Don't
was
say
the
that.
familiar name.
Trebonia?
Yes.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, trombone.
Trombonia. Yeah, okay.
Did
so
I have that in
Trebonia.
my notes?
So maybe we. Well, I say this a little bit quietly, because Dominus did pick up
Damn
on
it! I didn't have that in my
things
notes.
in the back of the restaurant on what Llamel had said. So Dominus did pick up on a little
Yeah,
bit
you're
of
not
stuff.
stupid.
Yeah. No, not at all. He's way smarter than I am. That's for damn sure.
the Travonia is Aquila.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's what you're thinking of? Okay.
So
Is she with those fake watchers?
No. That is separate.
So Dominus says, in hushed tones, due to your connections through your familia, do you think you could somehow leverage some information about House Trebonia and perhaps get some information on this Valesia?
Well, I'm gonna correct you here on a few things.
I mean, I don't know how these things work.
As far as connections go, if we wanted to start a war, sure. As far as just simply getting information, the easiest thing to do is just be up front and go and ask them.
That's why
Otherwise,
I deferred to your expertise in this matter and asked you about it.
yeah. Also,
But I did say that in hushed tones because I didn't want to be like spreading around
Yeah.
your connections to the general public.
no, I'm a public figure, so I'm sure most people know who I am.
Well, still, Dominus is cautious like that.
Alrighty. So we're gonna pan over to where Gwen and Adriana are. Just before we go to break, you see a giant dragon skull that's placed within the proper arcane circle. The skull itself is an ancient piece. How it was acquired, well, even Adriana doesn't know that answer. She does know that the benefactor that you both trained under acquired it a long time ago. She has the ritual properly set up. Everything is ready. The twilight nature of the space has brought into more darkness than it normally would to help facilitate what you need. Each of the different places around it, each of the pinnacles of the circle that's there, they light up with a different color, denoting a different magic channeling that is going to go into the skull. There's a bit of transmutation energy that's being funneled through in its more raw state. The little bit of spirits that do appear are basically things that are malleable. They almost look like a goo that's constantly going from solid to liquid to gas and then vaporizing into the stream that comes out from one of the statues in the area. You see another one that has this evocation nature to it, pure elemental spirits appearing from a simple little aspect of a little bit of force, something like that, like a spark, to an outright flame, even a gentle breeze that turns into a twisting gale wrap themselves into the second stream. The third stream comes together, coalescing down the ever-changing patterns that exist in everything, the illusions of the world, if you will. Different color spectra appear, things that are not real or just different than what would be in reality manifest themselves. You see a little walking sproutling that's all purple, and it just dissolves as it touches. The fourth one is probably the most stereotypical when you work at something like this, and that is just the sheer death that radiates from one in this negative light that's present. You're really more seeing the outside light bending into it, into the stream, as you see spirits of bygone animals and people be sucked into it out of the statue that it emanates from, that goes into the skull. The final stream being the more difficult to control because it's too abstract to have form, and it's the abjuration one. Things that could be something, might have been something, concepts that are impossible to really describe because they never have been. Nobody had a chance to name them or describe them. And they never will, as they're destroyed into the energy that goes into the skull. The skull itself starts to glow. You see the eye muscle tissue start to connect its blob form as it starts to make the eyeball itself. The flesh that starts to be created and attach itself, tendrils of muscle tissue as it latches on, fibrous tissue in the joints that keep everything together start to put its and knit themselves. And eventually, before the skin goes on, you see slight pulsing as the veins are reinvigorated and the arteries and the different fluids that would maintain the body leak onto the floor, and the skin finally wraps itself around the skull that is there, and it scales itself. And it is there we will begin our break. We'll be back in approximately 10 minutes, where we will find out what in the hell Gwen just did.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
All right. And we've actually. Oh, and before you switch, if you haven't already, just to remind everyone, if you like what we're doing, you enjoy our content, please, by all means, we would love any super chats and stuff like that to help support the stream, help support the channel, so we can grow. And stop that. And any super chats that you do, whether you put something that you like about what's going on tonight and tonight's game or previous games, or you put your worst, what you hate about us, and you all suck, blah, blah, blah. We would love to hear it, and we will read it out after the break in a funny voice. So we would encourage that, and we'll see you after break.
All right.
See ya.
Catch you in a bit. As I was saying,
Yes, apologies.
that's fine. The muscle, the sinew, the blood, the skin, the scales that rewrap themselves around this dragon's skull.
Oh, it's the dragon skull that's reanimating. I thought it was the fucking body in front of it.
No.
No, it's the skull
No,
itself.
that's irrelevant.
That's crazy.
As it starts to look around the room,
I'm stupid.
it is at that moment
Me too, bro.
that you and Adriana are sucked into a familiar place for you. It's a relatively nebulous world here.
Target.
As you look up,
Starbucks.
this titan of a creature, you probably barely make it up to the height, fully standing and everything, to like halfway up at one of its nails on its feet.
He's a lot bigger than me.
Me.
I would imagine
This
he's
is
a big
good
boy.
descriptions.
Fuck world
Fine.
building.
You tell me what the place looks like.
Ooh.
That's how this is gonna go. I'm not gonna describe nothing.
Ding! Do it!
The place or the being?
No, I got the being. Don't worry about that. What's this place look like?
Alright, so not a professional here. I don't do
This
this.
is what happens when you put players on the spot. DM revenge.
Yeah. So, the entire place looks like a night sky. There are what look to be stars. There are no constellations. It's strictly what looks like many other beings in the world. So it's stars that are just moving around constantly. Other than that, it's devoid of all color. It's strictly the beings who are standing right here and the constellations in the background.
You said there was no constellation.
They look like
They look like
stars.
animals moving.
We can't help it tonight.
I got nothing, bro.
Okay.
This dragon has 6 legs. Looks like an active volcano for scales.
So giant.
Well, I mean, its scales are actually flowing like it's an active volcano.
I thought you meant for scale. Not,
No.
okay.
Molten magma.
Molten
moving
magma
around this
with
match.
cooling flows that ride upon superheated molten rock all around it to make up scales. It doesn't actually have traditional scales that say a lizard might or a dragon normally might. No. This creature has 6 wings, 6 legs, a head that is so massive it could probably consume half the city in a single bite.
Reminds me of a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Yeah.
As it looks down at you, its spider-like 8 eyes stare upon you. You call from the depths, and I obey.
How you been?
What's up, bestie?
I have a task I need done.
What would you have of an ancient one?
I turn to Adriana. You wanna give it a go, or you want me to?
I would like to see, and she kind of folds out a scroll roll, right? But there's nothing in the middle. There's no paper. In this space, it manifests itself more as an image, as if she was conjuring an illusion. And it looks like a very familiar sketch drawing that is currently in Ada's possession. Only this one is more in a 3D graphic and in much greater detail because it's from the constructional memory of Adriana of a facility. I would like this annihilated from the spiritual and physical realm.
Pretty please.
You call. I obey. And its form slithers down, and a rupture occurs in the side of the sky. A rupture itself is nothing more than a tube of sorts. And it starts sucking this creature in, and as it does, it loses its physical form and turns into a flowing reddish black energy flow that moves the same way water might through a pipe. The pipe being nothing more than also like the beams from before, pure energy. As it disappears in the physical world, only thing to see it is the natural world. No other being witnesses this except the 2 that command it. As you ride the flows within this creature to some extent, you travel miles upon miles, up, down the mountain, out into the valley, cross another set of small foothills, and into another mountain range. Nestled between a few lower peaks is a very nondescript looking structure, very much like the one when you try to enter into your own space. Its facade is well camouflaged by the surroundings. It looks to be part of the mountain's scree field from all the gravel and rock that would have came down from avalanches, but is in truth the top of Nidotopia.
I knew it.
As this flow gets towards it, it dives deep and you disappear into the rock. And you see rock flowing around you, you see dirt, and not capable of really seeing creatures that get displaced, such as moles and the like. There is a lindworm that's kind of displaced. It's a little unhappy, you see briefly, and it's probably about 800-900 feet underneath the mountain, but it doesn't really matter too much, right? And then it burst into the side of this facility, almost as if it was physical, maintaining its still constructed state in a spiritual essence, as it just breathes death. Pure, unadulterated, necrotic energy rips through this place, sucking any aspect of life that could possibly be in there completely out and into its open maw. As it consumes the device that's being constructed, every single person that works in the facility is instantly annihilated as their bodies strip away in absolute reverse as how the dragon skull was constructed.
Oh.
They feel every moment of their death as it takes a few seconds as they're essentially disintegrated on the molecular level.
Gwen, I think you're probably an awful person.
The fucking pain of
I don't know
all
what
your
you're talking
nerves
about.
burning off at once. Oh my god. They probably die of shock then.
They're fine.
Yes. As it consumes the poor 80-odd souls that man this facility, it invigorates you. It gives you
evil bitch!
power,
She life drained these motherfuckers.
and your maximum health goes up by 5.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, you're kidding me.
Well, that makes
What's
up
your
for
HP at now?
That makes up for the one she
44?
rolled.
you rolled a fucking 1 this
And you're
morning.
what, a sorcerer?
No.
Warlock?
She's a warlock.
She's got
You've
more
got almost
HP
as
than
many
me right
HP
now.
as me.
Yeah, we all have a D8.
Well, that's okay.
The
You're a
drawback
druid.
is you were going to take 3
Cleric.
points of
Same
exhaustion.
thing.
Close
3.
enough.
3.
They both have a D8.
One's
I
cooler
don't,
than
I don't
the
know what
other,
that
though.
does, so
Yeah.
will remind me when
The
it
druid.
comes to that.
Warlocks.
First one
Well,
affects
that's
abilities,
easy.
second one affects attack rolls, and I think is the third damage. It's
I don't know. Well, just let me
I
know
mean,
when
I
it's
only have a
relevant.
+1 con on, so
it's basically for the next
Minus to everything.
next couple days is
Two,
going to
you guys
suck.
got more than me.
Was it 1
Or you
point
have
per
one.
day?
I know.
Yeah, you
so
bleach off one,
Oh,
one a
I
day.
keep
There's
track.
ways to get rid of it faster, but not much.
Wait, what's our level of exhaustion?
3.
You're close to death.
Yeah.
I'm
You got to get a 5 to die.
Yeah, it's just
I gotta get
instantaneous though.
assisted
It
on
is instant. Wait, there's trade-offs.
I'm fine, guys.
Additionally, there is a secondary thing unless you take control of this. I need you to make a concentration check as if you had taken 5 points of damage, which increases the DC by 5.
Okay, so am I
You need to roll above a 15.
disadvantage or anything for
Wait,
this?
that's
Okay.
is that like a specific thing, or is that how you
And
think
this is-
concentration checks
We
work?
said this is a concentration.
No. This is how it's functioning. For
Okay.
them. She's trying to control a ritual that's not hers.
I'm
but it
just
is
trying to
hers.
make sure.
That's
Yes.
an 11 on the die, plus something.
Constitution
Plus
save.
2.
It's basically a constitution.
So it's a 13, I guess. However, I have, as far as I'm aware, I have it. The thing that he gave me, where if I fail at concentration, I can pass.
That's actually gone.
Okay.
Because we took that away the
Okay.
episode
it was,
before
it
I
was
left.
unclear whether or not I had that. So,
No,
so
she-
I
No,
was,
she,
okay.
you gave
You
it to
do
me.
have DM
Oh, hey,
inspiration
good,
still.
yeah.
You're 1 point from the beginning of the game. If you'd like to
No,
reroll, you
she,
can.
he gave it to me, and I
That
gave it to
seems
her.
like I should, yeah.
Oh, and you gave it to her.
Oh.
I did. You
Oh, so
have
she
it.
has it?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I have it, then I'm not going to use the inspiration. I'll just use the auto pass. Sounds great.
Is it auto pass for?
Mhm.
Okay.
That's it. What's what I wrote down.
It is.
Okay. If you guys are certain, I'll go
Mhm.
check the B roll another time. But
Oh,
I'm not
no,
gonna
no,
take
it
it
is.
back.
No,
It is
I
auto
did
pass.
tell her like away from the camera. I said, "Hey, I'm gonna give you that item. So if that changes anything,
Nope.
okay."
I'm fine with it.
I was like, last I knew I
Yeah,
had
and-
it.
I'm
If
not
I
gonna
don't
recommend
have
it out.
it,
If you guys
that's
say it's
fine,
there,
but-
I'll let you go.
And it is auto pass. You basically just say, okay, I gotta spend the charge on it. So I pass.
So the charge is gone.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I figured that'd be useful.
Adriana's gonna have to make one now,
Oh, of course.
and she fails.
Is there any way I can
Ooh.
aid her having done this?
You're both
before?
fighting this at the same time. This
Okay.
thing is a primal spirit.
Fair enough.
As she fails, she loses control of the ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can maintain the ritual, you get ejected out of it, and you fall quite literally, like tumbling out from the dragon's skull inside the ritual space. Adriana does not.
She's dead.
An entire mountain starts. If you do not rebind the spirit, it will break out.
Alright, let's try to fix that. I assume I'm rolling something to fix it, or okay. I do not fix it.
Is it a natural one?
Yes,
Natural
it was.
one.
Oh,
It's a 5 total, but it's not relevant to be used.
While you're eating your sandwiches,
I feel a disturbance in the force.
I need you all to make dexterity saves.
Oh, damn.
Holy fuck, they're miles away.
I don't know what you're talking about, guys. You're
I need you to
fine.
make dexterity
This
saves.
is unrelated.
Jen, are you like the villain or some shit?
I would never.
Just, yes. Okay, I'll take it. 17 on the die, and that's all I get.
17 on the die, that's a dirty 20.
Okay.
12 on the die, that's a 21.
Okay.
I'm upset you didn't
Ooh,
get
nice.
So
Nice.
all of you are sitting at your table. You quickly stand up as the chairs and everything else gets trashed.
My keg!
The initial shock is basically the equivalent of a 5.0 on a Richter.
Damn.
I wish I knew what that meant, but I'm...
The
Go
point is this
Big
place isn't
boy
built for
earthquake.
earthquakes.
Okay.
Yeah, like, we're...
Big boy.
People are gonna
earthquake.
For probably a good 6 to 10 seconds, which feels way longer than that. You guys get like a single round you can act while things are vibrating.
A single round to act? Oh boy,
One round.
I know
I-
exactly what I'm doing.
Grab my keg as interact with object as my action.
I
And,
had a feeling it grabs a keg, but I
and my movement is
Yeah.
to escape the building.
Oh,
Okay.
Hold on.
Before you do that,
Hold on.
that's his.
fucker.
Hold on. I have to say this because I was waiting for this because it was taking so long to load up. That item, if you have it,
Mhm.
which you used one, it has 4 charges.
Yes. I wrote that down.
Okay.
I have 3 on it now.
So
Was that not another save for you to?
That was an.
That was not
Ar-
It wasn't a
concentration.
concentration.
She's
That was
maintaining
an
ritual.
arcana check.
Yeah, that was a
he's
different thing.
Okay.
Sorry.
wanting
Thank
to
you.
escape the building, but does that mean he's further than 30 feet away?
His full, what's your full movement?
Right now, I think it's 40.
But wouldn't he have to, like, open the door or something?
Since he took his interact with object, yes.
So you are within 30 feet.
Mechanically, he's
yeah?
at the door and he's
Sure.
opened it.
30 feet?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's say you're doing it at the same time. How's that?
That works for me because I'm trying to help you.
He's still getting out that door.
Save the beer!
yeah, okay, so quickly Adret goes, like, eyes wide and sees everything shaking and then just... Senators, protect these folks! Shh! Folks was a stupid word, don't care. I cast it at 3rd level, so you get 10 HP more max, I get 10 more max, you get 10 more max.
I have 51 health.
I have 53.
Is that temp HP or HP?
No,
No, it's
max HP.
Override your max HP and just
Yeah.
type in.
For what, 4 hours or something? Or,
It,
or a day?
it lasts for 8 hours.
Yeah, it's like mage armor.
I didn't know if he has extend or anything like that.
Nope.
Oh, sorry, he wouldn't have meta magic unless he
Yeah.
did.
Unless
But I
you're a
do
sorcerer.
extend all the way towards the door with Llamel now.
Okay.
How
So
many
you
other-
both make it outside because the place isn't that big.
How many other people are there in here with us?
8 plus the staff of 5?
How many are within like 5 feet of me?
Say 3.
3.
Actually, wait.
Shit.
Sitting at another table, maybe.
Fuck. Okay.
Can I
You said
change where I went?
If you want to make yourself more at risk, I don't care.
I would have started moving towards the people as well, because I think about it now, that's what Adret would do.
I'll accept that.
Okay.
I'm no hero.
I grab.
I know!
I grab 2 people that are close to me that look the least capable
Mhm.
out of the 3 that are within 5 feet.
That's fine.
Grab
I have it like grab their shoulders. Bonus action, I pop my Celestial Revelation and pop my wings, and I fly straight out the door with these people and up off the ground a little bit, like 5 feet off the ground.
Okay.
So that they're not sitting there getting shaken up.
That's fine. Your first round, you are losing full control of the ritual, and the spirit is getting its form back.
Mm-hmm.
You can't link with Adriana. That's what the arcane check's about. So now you're not going to have the support there. You still have a chance to shut the door, essentially, and keep it inside its place.
Adriana's full.
If you want, you could close the door and she'll never come back out. She's gone. By smashing the skull. or disrupting any of the energy streams going into it that you've started. You'll have to pick which one of the 5 you want to risk yourself on.
And I know I have a few rounds before I require that to happen.
You've got 2 rounds to make decisions at most. Additionally, if you're trying to save her, you would probably need to go back in there. But that's a choice on your end.
Okay. Is he in or out in terms of me being able to interact with him?
The head is still looking around the room and stuff like that, like it's alive. But it's just a representation of itself in its spiritual form.
Okay,
It's still in the cage.
Okay. Okay.
There's no way you're gonna make that quiet.
I'm
Nope.
gonna make poor decisions. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to yell at him and then jump back in.
You bitch! Whoosh.
I take a 1 round of admonishment, and then I jump in going, you motherfucker.
Remember who put you in your cage to begin with. Back where you belong. And I jump back in.
Okay, so intimidation.
Intimidate him.
Tell me to...
Not a 1.
9.
9.
The player can know what the player knows, but the character doesn't know any difference.
Yeah. Oh, my fucking
In the
dice
second
hate me.
round,
I jump
everything
back in
stops
now?
shaking for you all. The building's foundation splits enough that the building is starting to collapse. You may have a little bit of time to get some people out. You estimate between 6 and 12 seconds to safely do it. You can push for more. Your 2 are already able to escape as quickly as you move. Lamel's out the door. You're heading towards another table with, say, 2 more. The third running for the door. You can hear screams from outside. True pandemonium is now going to start. And inside your little space, people, of course, are panicking. Some are going to run for the door. Some aren't going to know what to do. Earthquakes don't hit this place ever. It is not a natural disaster it has ever experienced.
Surprise.
Severe blizzards, ice over storms, hail. Yeah, that's things that happen. Really wicked electrical
fever.
storms. Maybe. But I mean, like
Death
that.
plague?
No, that hasn't happened in millennia.
Give
That
it a
would be really
minute.
cool, though.
Yeah, give it a minute.
Like 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. So, you get another round to act. I would like to know your choices. There's not an initiative.
I set down beer.
Outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
The beer is safer here than in a falling building. And I would like to rush to escort more people out or hold the door if that would be the more appropriate action.
You could choose to just take the door off the hinges.
Sure, I'll kick the fucking door off.
Nice.
Just roll damage. I ain't worried about a door. You can hit it.
Let's see.
What are you guys going to try?
I am going to drop the 2 people that I'm holding. I only have them like 5 feet off the ground, so it's not really going to hurt them. So I'm not concerned about that. And then I'm going to use my movement to move back in, find the next most helpless, 35 feet of movement, next most helpless people I can find, grab 2 of them, and on the next turn I'll be able to fly out.
Okay, make a perception check for me.
All right.
What'd you get?
I was making sure I only have 1 attack. That was 10 damage.
Okay.
You
It
would
breaks
have
enough on
2.
the hinges that it's not going to be able to close itself.
You would have 2. We're level 5.
18
Oh, I
on
do?
perception.
You're
If,
fine.
Okay.
if I have 2 attacks, it's 18.
You do.
So you grab one of the servers. That's really just somebody bringing it out from the kitchen. That's it. And then this random person that was standing in line getting ready to order.
Okay.
And they're out.
He's just like, damn it, my lunch.
Well, I mean, I don't think they're thinking about that anymore.
No, I know. That's the
He's
bit.
thinking about his cabbage cart.
For me, I would also try to find people to
I will,
help.
but I don't have time. But I'm going to put it here.
Also try to find people to help. Grab onto them, kind of say like, come on, we must get to safety. And kind of cover them as much as possible with my physical mass. Walk them as, safely and fastly as possible out the doors, and then just immediately book it back into the next group of people.
Are you prioritizing people that are either unable to help themselves, or are you just doing it based on who's closest?
I would probably be doing it based on who's closest.
Okay, perception for me.
Okie dokie. Doop.
The only reason I'm making you guys rolls because you're in a panic too,
Yeah.
and if not, then I'll have you grab less people than you intend.
11.
Okay, you barely get enough to actually grab another set of people. One of them happened to be running out already, so that's why it worked out.
Okay. It's more safe to be running out with a giant lizard arm over your back than without.
It's true. As you set your keg down.
No, not the keg.
Yeah. You know they.
I can kick without putting down the goddamn keg, Andrew. Don't ruin this for me.
As you set down the keg, what does Gwen do about the spirit now that she is inside the cage?
Do I
The
see
visible horror.
Adriana?
You do. She is inside there. She's not inside the creature or anything like that. She's standing in the space. There is a combination in one hand of necrotic and transmutation energy that is unformed, but are kind of like it's a rope of sorts because it's lashed through and you see tendrils whipping around. It is scarred her arm. Her skin has been basically necrofied in certain places, and in other places you see like things growing out of her that are metals. Some of it's plant material, some of it's another arm that's slowly manifesting out. Like it's getting destroyed. In the other, it's going ethereal while at the same time creating this pattern of like 6 arms all in the same form trying to grab as the illusion and abjuration are attempting to maintain themselves.
Okay.
Cut it off.
She's trying to hold the creature down.
Yeah. No, I imagine. All right. It's now or never. I'm gonna take the dagger, cut my hand, touch her, try to imbue my energy in through her that way, and aid.
Point of order.
Yes.
Which energy form?
All of them. I'm attempting to give her all of my power to help.
Big dick energy.
Okay.
If that.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Make a wisdom save.
Cool.
You need to do really good on this.
I imagine I need to do good on everything. It's just not fucking happening. That's a 13.
Okay. Your physical form collapses as you join Adriana's body.
Cool. Cool.
Sounds great.
Well, your
Sounds
spiritual
awesome.
form collapses into her, but on the outside, it's
Yeah. Cool.
down. And you grab the 5th rope that is waving. Does anybody remember what it is?
Was it the death one or that was the 4th one, right?
She's got necromancy and transmutation, abjuration and illusion, and over here.
Okay, so
Evocation.
There you go.
Yeah.
As you grab the most primal of forces, I need you to make the most classic of saves. The dex save to not take elemental backlash.
15.
All right. Good job. You grab a hold of it and you manage to start anchoring it.
Cool.
As the round ends, everything seems calm. At least in the sense of the ground. It's not shaking any longer. It's finally stopped. People are now starting to kind of like walk but can't. Nobody's really ever been in an earthquake before. Some people have made the horrible mistake of using things as cover. Oh boy. Including one of the cooks who is probably pinned, but you don't hear anything coming out of their mouth, so they might be unconscious or dead. You don't know. A couple of people that were over on the far side of the wall's collapsed. They are injured, but not pinned. There is one other person that's in there just kind of just shaken and scared. They probably would run if they can get their senses.
okay.
Past that, outside, you can hear the sounds of electric discharge as things that normally would channel the electricity through, the
Have been
shopping
disturbed,
district.
yeah.
The equivalent of transformers exploding everywhere. You can hear the sound of people rushing in crisis to put out fires is starting to begin. You can hear these shouts, start up a fire line, things like that. Don't touch this. You can hear the shouts everywhere. It's all getting drowned as noise.
Go ahead.
I would like to ask if I could. I just had it and I scrolled off it like a silly guy.
Well, while you're thinking of that,
No, I have it here. I just had to.
He's like, I got it.
So I wanted to see if I could potentially use my Channel Divinity, which says as an action you can use Channel Divinity to gain proficiency with any skill or tool for 10 minutes. To give myself proficiency in athletics, and then rush over and start lifting up the stuff pinning the chef. But I didn't know if I could do all that.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
With my athletics, could I also provide him help?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you would just roll with advantage.
Alright, so I popped that.
Or the better. Well, yeah, because he's the main one, so you're helping him, so then he would roll.
And then. Yep. Alright, not bad. 18.
18. All right. So
Good job.
you managed to get the counter and the pan rig that's above that all collapsed down off of them. You do not know if they're alive, but their leg is definitely broken, and so is one of their hands on the same side of the body.
Alright, and then I just start ushering to
Shattered mess.
get other people to help pull him out and all that.
Just start dragging him out.
Yeah.
Now that it stopped shaking, the ground anyway,
Mhm.
even though there are still people that are in need of help, Dominus thinks that the best use of this moment is to try to figure out what happened, where it's coming from. Can I do an Arcana check to see if I can figure out like a source that could cause this or have some kind of information on that?
Sure, it'll have a bent on your specific skills, but that's fine with me.
Ooh, 24.
You quickly start running the numbers, if you will, and start thinking of the designs. And even if you don't necessarily know them intimately, you can guess at some of the things. And there is nothing in this town, city, that you have seen, unless it collectively went in a catastrophic failure, that would do anything close to this kind of damage. Now, a bomb would, but it'd be localized. But I don't know if you went outside.
Well, no. Well, I am outside.
Okay, if you're outside,
And I've dropped the second group of people that I brought. So
this is within miles.
it's hard to determine a direction of a source.
Yeah, what ends up happening is essentially is you can see a cascade. What you do notice though out of it, we'll say that like you're kind of here-ish in the town. The mountain's actually out here, the Prima Bellators and the pieces in the river that runs this way, right? So, and up here would be the more wealthy side of the district. They have thought this way. There's this concentric circle that comes out like this. It takes you a
So
little
it's
bit.
not an exact source, but I can get a sense of
Get
the
a direction.
direction of where the source came from.
Right, which is then up towards the wealthy area or towards the mountain.
Okay.
There's more stuff up there, but not anything you can conceive. Now, keep in mind, the wealthy district does have more of the Magitech embedded in their homes, wired underground, and everything else. It also is the places you
But at
look
this-
around is on fire.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, and I don't know if this is the same mountains that you're talking about, but
Mhm.
we did find when we were looking at stuff earlier that the experiment thing, whatever it was supposed to be in the mountains. Is that the same mountains?
So, going with the idea that you're seeing the rings coming out from here,
Mm-hmm.
that would be out this way.
Okay, so it's not that. So that would lead me to believe that, okay, it's probably not the mountains. It might be the, all the Magitech in that area of the noble area. And I was like, okay, well, most probably came from there.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Fair enough.
I'm probably wrong, but fuck it. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Lionel's not thinking about it.
Okay.
He's worried about his cake.
I know.
While you were in this life and death struggle with this being, you have all 5 sources of control on it. Adriana is straining, she's wounded, and she's dying. You can choose however you want to go from here.
So, to clarify, my physical body not doing too great. My spiritual body just fine.
Correct.
Okay.
That's exactly
I
right.
just want to make sure I had that right.
Yeah.
Okay, being as I just have the one, I'm going to take 2 of them from her, so I have 3 and she has 2.
Okay.
And we're just gonna try to keep pulling down the fort.
So as you take them from her, you intimately get a knowledge of her physical and spiritual self. You just don't really get a choice in it. It's kind of like it's a much deeper
Yeah.
than thought connection.
And I'm not trying to like shut it out or anything too. It's
Okay.
fine.
If you're not going to shut it out, it's the same as taking service thoughts and then doing the probing, but it's permanent.
Okay.
It's like as long as you're holding on to this, it's there. She's in spiritual agony. If this keeps up, her entire spiritual self is going to get rendered, and that being will absorb it.
Mm-hmm.
Her physical self's fine. You're in opposite
Yeah.
problems.
We're doing great.
As you grab onto those, I need you to tell me which 2 you take from her.
The fuck what? Aberration and the one that was tied to that.
The abjuration.
Abjuration
Thank
and
you.
illusion
Sorry,
ones?
yes.
Okay.
Because I think those were the 2 I think I was realistically closest to.
Okay. So you have 3 saves to make.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
A dex save, a charisma save, and a wisdom save.
Okay, left to right, based on how they roll, sounds good.
Sure.
What was the first save?
The first save would be dex save against the primal forces.
That is a 19.
Ooh, okay. Good.
Okay, you're good.
Next one was a what?
Let's do wisdom.
Wisdom is a 16.
Ooh.
Okay.
And the next one?
Charisma.
16.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh, and I'm sorry, I have a +1 bonus on saves.
That's already configured in your number.
Oh,
Yeah.
then apparently it's already configured, so never mind.
That is epically good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to do the 2 for Adriana.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She just croaks.
yeah.
And this is the
She
point
has-
where Adriana
She has transmutation and
does die.
necromancy.
These are done. Yeah, I just figured are the ones I realistically thought I was closer to.
So she rips them into separate
Mm-hmm. Yeah, give herself
hands to give
more.
herself some
Yeah.
slack. She pulls real heavy on the transmutation one. As much as you did for the 3 that you grabbed.
Mhm.
The necromancy one melts her arm off and then whips off.
Mhm.
Just
Yes.
completely dissolves her.
That was my concern.
Yeah, well,
But like I said, I thought I was closer to the other 2, so it made sense.
you get an idea that if she takes another hit, anything close to that, she's gone.
You have to take all 5.
I'm aware. I don't do so much at a time.
You always have the option to eject yourself or her, but whoever is left is taking all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Or just letting the spirit go. You can do that too.
And the entire world dies. Ooh. Or something.
Oh, you basically just unleash God.
It's one way to end the campaign.
4 more for the paladins have to fucking join forces to just suppress it. Well, that'd be cool.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, is it still on me? Are we going back to them? Or
We're going to go to round 4.
I think
Yeah,
it would be
4.
3.
No, 4.
It'd be,
this is 4?
This is 4.
Okay.
yeah, 2 in the shocks, 1
Mhm.
one A. And
You're
nothing.
right. You're right.
So, a light rumbling is heard. You don't feel anything yet. Letting you know that next round, aftershocks kick in.
Okay. Fun.
And if anybody knows anything about earthquakes, aftershocks are worse.
I don't think Llamel would know shit.
Okay. Would Adret know anything?
You live in the mountains. I'll let you take a nature check.
Okay, nature check. And does this cost me an action or anything? Or
No.
Is it just, okay.
It's just you going through your mind real quick.
8.
In your experience of avalanches, it's one and done.
Okay. So yeah, that was the next thing I wanted to ask is guy that we're pulling out and everything.
Mhm.
Am I able to do a medicine check on him?
That will be part of your actual action if you'd like to.
Okay.
If you want to check him out while Lamel carries him out, that's fine. Unless
Yep.
Lamel does something different.
I'm just still pulling his corpse.
Medicine. That is going to be a 22.
He's gone.
Oh, I was right!
Okay, he's gone.
Well, I have something to do after I go and save more people. So yeah, I'm gonna run back inside, and that's my turn.
Okay. Adret gives up, so you 2 act as you will.
Oh yeah, no. I also tell him this is quite unfortunate. The man is dead.
Dominus actually
Drops. his
Do
corpse.
not drop him.
Too late.
Dominus actually
Let's grab
Yeah.
someone else.
yells to the people around. Help those that are trapped.
Yeah, I could use
Llamel, Adret,
me.
This way, and I lead them towards the noble direction as I fly directly that way.
Okay, so you're just taking off. Got it.
Yep.
That's fine.
Ignoring that command. Ignoring that command.
Yeah, that's cool. You do what you do, man.
The wealthy people might pay me to save them. I run.
That is a little well thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
My junk jingle, 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 jingle the whole way.
Right, because you.
I'm gonna canonically give myself pants of holding.
I'm going to canonically give you the Christmas spirit. As you quite literally just said, you jingle all the way. And that is the second Christmas pun you've made today unintentionally.
We're feeling the festivities
As we
near the apocalypse.
Is it Gwen? See what Gwen's up to?
I hope you roll 5 nat 1s in the world.
What do you do?
Fucking
I have a
ends.
question first.
Sure.
If I
No promises or answer.
change, do I gain abilities associated with them?
No, not
Okay.
really. If you change into like a
I'm
bear,
thinking
you
like
would gain.
Goliath.
You
Would
ain't
that give
wild
me
won't make
shaping.
any difference.
no
You
strength?
ain't wild
Okay.
shaping. You just
Okay.
Yeah.
making the appearance.
Okay.
Well, not necessarily.
It was
It's
worth
both
a
the
shot. I
physicality
figured
and the
I'd
appearance,
ask.
but
Yeah.
ability saves
Okay,
don't
if
change.
I'm
mean-
not gonna do anything, then I'm not gonna.
In the
It's not
spirit, in the
illusion,
spiritual
it's-
world,
yeah,
your
I
physical
love
self
changelings.
wouldn't affect that like that anyway. You can
Okay.
change yourself with transmutation anyway.
You can do this.
Okay, that's irrelevant then. So, I'm going to fucking angrily grab the other two, push Adriana out, and tell her if it needs to, shut it down. And then I'm going to let out a very loud, angry scream. And pull with
the
all of my
part
might.
Where Gwen dies.
We'll find out.
She's like the
Okay.
last thought in her head. Gosh, Adriana, you can keep it together. Come on.
All right,
All you gotta do is hold the fucking rope.
Alright,
my
5
dice
at
are
once.
not fucking having it.
you
so,
have
like,
5 rolls.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. So she has to roll for the rope she already has again?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
every
roll
round you
every
gotta roll
time.
all of
Every-
them.
Every time. No, this one I'm fucked.
So
I'm gonna borrow
con
this.
and intelligence are the
What-
last.
what-
She's technically in a skill
Watch
challenge. I
her-
just haven't
watch
told her the
her
parameters
get-
to win.
15
Left
and
to
above
right
and
on
everything.
whatever it is.
All right, let's
But-
do this alphabetically.
Okay.
So,
What's the first one?
trying to think off the top of my head, abjuration should be a con save if I remember
Okay.
correctly.
Well, that one is not doing great. That one's a 4.
Okay.
Okay, what's next?
Let's see. After abjuration, we'll do evocation, which is dex.
That is a 9.
I will just roll the damage outright because that's just
Uh,
straight up.
Next.
You take 13.
Okay. That's
So
Yeah.
next would then be illusion.
which is
Illusion is a charisma.
charisma is a 14 plus 8
You're fine. Don't worry about
22.
it. You're good.
is a big number.
Yes.
It's a big number.
What's next?
Let's see. After necro,
Okay, that one's
Which
a
you-
nat 20 for
we'll just skip it.
something,
And then transmutation.
which is
Transmutation is a con.
14.
Okay.
Wow. She's alive.
I
And you-
saved on the necro.
You didn't save on the transmutation either.
No.
Um,
But
So-
I got 20 one of them, so.
the first one, as you're holding these and you're doing everything you can, it starts ebbing into your form, following the veins of your natural life, which is your
Mm-hmm.
blood, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
as it is all turned immediately into ectoplasm.
Solid. Or I guess not. But
I mean, you're in a spiritual state, but it's like your reflection
Yeah,
of
yeah.
yourself. As it does this, you can no longer breathe properly.
solid. I don't need to do that. Go on.
Well, see, oxygen is air. You're missing all the correct states of matter.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
As that's occurring, your body starts getting somewhat translucent.
Mm-hmm.
Then the transmutation kicks in.
Mm-hmm.
And by your physical nature, you are a malleable form.
Yeah.
So, I will give you one opportunity not to f this up too bad,
Uh-huh.
and you can trade 10 of your maximum health, or you can take the new form.
permanently?
Yes.
She's a dude.
She got penis.
I'll
And that's
take
permanently on both, right? So minus 10 max health permanently or new form permanently?
Or she takes the new form permanently.
Okay.
taking the 10.
Taking a 10?
Ooh.
I'm glad, aren't you glad you gained the 5 earlier?
Yeah.
The 5 that only lasts a couple days?
No, no, no,
A
no, no,
couple
no.
of seconds.
No, the 5 she got from something else.
35
from you.
seconds in
No, I
campaign.
didn't give her anything. He said that that lasts for a little while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
I don't think I missed any others, right? She failed. Yeah, because any other elemental damage, that's just pure damage. Keeping in mind the 13 you would have taken wouldn't have the 10 you lost. It'd be 23 in the round.
Yeah, she already lost the damage from the evocation prior.
Mhm.
I don't know
was all
how
occurring at
temp
once.
versus real works, so I took 13 damage and then I just lowered my max. I didn't touch the other number again. Should I be
Well, no,
lowering
the temp
other
should have
one?
gone away. How many temp did you
I
have?
didn't have temp.
So it doesn't matter.
Okay.
You just take the
Okay.
damage.
Yeah, okay. As long as you're equivocally taking the 23 in a round, you're fine.
Yeah, technically.
Okay.
I
That's the
lowered
best
them
kind.
appropriately as far as I was aware.
Mhm.
The next round begins as running up, flying up. I need to know
Ignoring.
what Adret is.
Still in sandwich, and I'm just trying to save now the most injured looking people.
So the 2 on the back of the wall.
And then how many are left after that?
The 1 can run himself out.
Okay. And is that something I know I'm confident in, or?
They're already moving to do so.
Okay.
By the time you get the 2 from the back of the wall, that one's already out.
Okay, he could trip and fall and just die because
Maybe.
It's just a chunk of
people can be
rebar.
really
But
incompetent,
I'm
man.
just saying, by the time you get those 2 done, then you can assess assess whether or not he's still there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's like a final destination.
I book it over towards the injured people.
Okay.
And essentially, let's see here. I'm pretty sure I can just do a basic thing here and not have to do anything special, but I just want to make sure if I can make it work any better. Do any of them look injured in the sense that, how do I phrase this? So if my arm were like this and then suddenly went like that, right? And then I caused it to stay like that, like, that wouldn't be good, right?
You mean like if you set up arm wrong?
Permanently disfiguring a person's probably a bad thing.
like basically,
I mean, they're not dying anymore. It's just a permanent disfigurement.
basically what I'm trying to get at is arm twisted the other way, and then somehow it manages to heal, but I can still use it. It's just fucked up now. Is there anything I can tell about these people that casting healing magic on them in the moment would fuck them up before, like, properly medicalizing them or whatever the word is?
Medicalize.
So if you went ahead and cast healing magic on them and they had true broken things, stuff like that, the way it works is healing magic is supposed to be... HP is a representation of dynamic damage. It's not a representation of physical vitality.
Well, see, I remember the whole situation with Adriana.
That's why what happens. So if you
Yeah.
cast it on them,
Not Adriana, sorry, Lucretia.
Lucretia.
Mhm.
So if you cast it on them, they're still going to need to get it set or whatever else. They'll just stop having real blood loss on the spot. They'll stop going into a dying state and otherwise.
Okay, so since they didn't get shot in the spine, I should be fine to heal them, right?
You can cast healing on them.
Okay. I'm gonna look at the more injured looking one, the one that probably needs it even more than the other one, if there is one, and do a quick prayer as with my bonus action, just in order to, you know what? Yeah, 3rd level healing word. Sorry, no. 3rd level, Leon dies on a 4.
Also, to give you an idea, they're not in death saves.
Right.
Lucretia was.
I get that Lucretia is in death saves. It's just I have to be extra careful with healing them because anything could happen. Our city just went kaboom.
That's true. It hasn't gone kaboom yet.
On every time.
Well, I didn't.
Gwen's doing her best to make sure that doesn't happen.
You're the cause of it.
I don't know what you're talking about. You have no proof.
So yeah, I
There's
pushed
so
into
much
a
you do to help
prayer
proof. It's great.
saying, Sanitas, please make sure these forms stay living. And on the one, it's my bonus action healing word. They're gonna get back.
That's cocked.
3. I know that is a cock. A 10 HP to the weaker looking one.
Okay.
And that's my bonus action. And then with my action, I'm gonna try to bring them out. And then with any remaining movement or whatnot, I want to try and gather all the people I've let out who haven't already fucking booked it, and just try to huddle around and keep them safe.
There's only the two that you were
Okay.
healing.
So the other one's already fucking booked it?
He's running.
Okay, I'll huddle around the two that I kept safe and the body.
Okay. As you're flying up, and once that
Interesting.
comes back, as you're flying up, you're finding more progressive damage. It goes from just cracked buildings, walls that are, in very bad disarray, glass is blown out in some places, or blown in, I should say, just from the pressure of buildings coming. As you get closer up into the more wealthy areas, there's aspects of the road that are rended all the way up from lines just annihilating themselves all the way down.
From an aerial view, does it look like it's all pointing towards one location?
No, it actually makes it look like, because if you go up high enough, it actually looks like it's beyond the city limits.
But it's all kind of pointing in one location. It just happens to be
yeah.
beyond the city limits.
If you're up enough, you can kind of see like what essentially looks like a cone, and you're looking towards the start point of the cone. If that's what you mean, or I should say, out like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting closer and closer to more of the epicenter of where things are at, and you can see the cone narrow.
I yell down to Llamel. The source is outside the city.
Which will
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. Save my beer.
You're welcome.
He forgot about it.
Oh,
He took off.
it's
Yeah.
poor beer.
He's gonna be so sad later.
Yep. But yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I assume he had to use the restroom.
I
that's
continue to move that way, and I shout down to Llamel that, source is outside the city.
fine. There are people in distress that are as you're going that are trying to get your attention. Some are just like, "We need help here," kind of thing.
Fuck. Yep.
You stop? Okay, I was gonna make you make a save. That's fine.
Nope. He's gonna stop.
He's gonna take a point of fucking. Oh god, what was an
Oh.
exalted?
Yeah, no, I was mean to people in that. I won't do that in this.
No, he's trying to live up to.
Mhm.
So.
As you land, there's this 2-story building was a commercial textile building. And the front of it is a storefront for the actual garments that are made there. The second floor is completely, the roof's collapsed into it.
Damn.
And the back end of the building has been pushed slightly forward, and the whole thing is basically leaning like this away from you, or leaning towards the street. The only thing keeping this thing up is probably stone and timber that just happen to fall on the right Texas way.
Let me know when it's been a minute, because I'm gonna have. I just landed anyway, but my flying only lasts a minute. So.
That's fine. As you're running, Dominus is going to yell down to you. The cause is beyond the city.
It's outside the city limits.
And the only thing out there is a mountain that's familiar to you. Because you've been there.
Oh.
Even Llamel can draw the connections there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And then he stops because somebody's like, "Hey, help, help!" And it's a commercial building. It's like a textile building that's falling over into the street.
Oh. All right. Dominus, that's more important than helping them. And I just dash off at max speed.
That's fine. I continue to help.
Okay. Inside the prison, the dragon goes to rear back, finally seeing that it has a little bit of leeway to win, and that it's just you left now. First one, you will not bind me. And it pulls the necromancy one so hard you can't hold on to it. Unless you make a really good athletics check.
I will say that one was the one I did the 20 on earlier.
I know. But remember what kind of
No, I
being
know.
it is.
I know. A fucking dragon.
Well, it's not only a dragon.
Yes,
it's like
but
an
he's
elder
a-
god.
He's
Really
also
cool
a
shit.
dragon, guys. I'm making you said dex?
No, athletics.
Athletics.
This
I'm
is
sorry.
contested strength.
You got a -1. You better roll a nat 20.
sure?
Oh, no. Don't use... so, instead of... my bad. Instead of calculating it based on your strength, it needs to be calculated based on your wisdom.
Oh.
Or your intelligence. You can choose.
Right,
Why
because
would
you're
use
using your
intelligence?
spirit.
You're using your spiritual self. So you're either using your mind or you're using your will.
My mind sounds great.
So
Well, at projecting her
That's a
consciousness
nat
and
20.
force. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna try and back you up anymore. You rolled for it.
You're gonna go back in your goddamn place.
okay,
And I fucking pull back.
as you pull it, and you pull it really hard, that one disappears and latches itself, and you know, in the physical world, that stream just ended.
I've done this once, I'll do it again. And I pull.
At least you don't have to make saves this round.
Sweet.
As the next round begins,
Fuck.
start shaking again.
Adriana, you best help out too, bro.
Alright, I've got high enough acrobatics. I don't give a fuck.
In your case, because you're closer, it's a little bit more violent than you're expecting it at this point now. But it's a little bit more violent than some things you've dealt with. As you see, the road is already destroyed all the way up the lines, which I was telling Jason. The lines up into the wealthy districts and everything for all the energy they're pulling and the Magitech fueling lines and stuff like that. It's all destroyed along the sides. Sidewalks gone. Half the streets on the sides, outside of the wagon line, which is being propped up by the sewer tube. If you were to think about it, now it all starts in segments, breaking off, and as it breaks off, it's now turning into those, the like Ninja Warrior boards.
Mhm.
Only they're going the outside, so you have to kind of jump in pipes as the sewer system is breaking, and you have no clean flat anything to run on.
Okay. Could I try to continue my momentum by using a acrobatics roll to continue my movement?
I will up.
That is a 16.
Okay. So as you deftly maintain your balance as you go through, you do maintain most of your momentum. You'll lose a tiny bit, but not significant. You do notice parts of the mountain start to slide, and the trees start to collapse as if a giant avalanche was occurring.
Oh my fucking god.
Awesome.
I'm running to the end of the world.
It does make you stop briefly, like it almost like that picture in a show or an anime or whatever, where the person's like doing the step, and it's what your vision's just catching this whole thing. It's all in a flash of an instant. And if you go up on that mountain, you will be running on non-solid earth, as it's basically like running up a lava field or
Running
Desert
up a
dune.
mudslide.
or a
I
mudslide.
don't know, I think a lava field sounds pretty appropriate.
Alright, listen.
Yeah. I'm thinking of the dragon's body instead of actually what he's seeing. My bad.
I'm thinking back to a quote that Adret inspired me with. Brood mother didn't raise no bitch. I couldn't run it. Llamel can handle it.
In Dominus's case, as the starts to begin again, you don't even make it into the building.
All right.
You've landed in the street. Building's kind of here. You're here.
Mm-hmm.
A building is going to do this. As it's doing this,
Mm-hmm.
you have to either get out of the field as the thing is going to basically strike the
I
street.
can't help anyone if I'm dead.
I mean, you can grab the guy that was waving you down because they're
Well,
right.
yeah. I grab him, I drag him with me.
Okay. I need you to make a dexterity save at disadvantage because you have somebody else you're trying to move with.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Figures this is gonna.
He's gonna die.
This is gonna suck.
This is how we
ass.
get new characters.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't say how it was going to happen. I just said it's going to happen.
Dex +0 at disadvantage.
Where's that nat 1, baby? Where's that nat 1?
2.
Woo!
All right.
It's not a 1.
You just start
It's
hearing.
not. It's a Richard. I
A
rolled
steel
Richard.
pylon comes crushing down on your shoulder.
And
hitting you to the
here we
ground.
went into the game thinking we'd have to deal with the capital.
Mhm.
As the stones and stuff
This is on you.
start to
What are you
fall,
talking about?
to your horror, a stone strikes you enough to slap you prone, but not enough to like do any serious damage. It does 4 points.
Okay.
It's more of the knocking down force that is applied.
Mhm.
The person you were pulling, on the other hand, was not so lucky.
crushed.
And they're just buried in rubble. You're just holding what's left of their arm and hand that's not that's outside of the rubble.
I let go of it. Fuck.
Woo! It's a
Motherfucker didn't
flesh
let-
pancake.
Yeah.
Oh
I use that arm to bludgeon the enemy. Oh no.
my
What enemy?
I rip it off and start beating
the
building.
enemy.
Yeah.
Fuck you all! How could you do this? You killed Phil.
Yeah. all I can do is stand up and shake the dust off. And...
Man, it's probably not the best situation for that.
In Adret's case,
Actually, it
End of
might be
the
the
world,
best
man.
case.
you're inside the building,
You're not having to
protecting
go
the
to
two
the
I
of
was
them.
outside. I brought them
You brought it outside, okay. You're out in the street as that rumbling starts again.
And so I just quickly call out to anyone nearby, with me!
Go ahead and make a
Persuasion?
performance or persuasion, your
It's
choice.
not like it matters. I think I have no proficiency in either and a -1 in both. Let's see.
As you're pulling everybody out into the street.
I think it's a lot safer than being closer to the buildings.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, okay, here goes.
Out of your options, that's probably one of the better ones.
How does a 0 sound?
Oh, no.
It sounds like everybody scatters because they don't necessarily know.
They think that I'm the one who caused them.
Well, it's not going to change their
Goddamn
behaviors. They're just
lizard
not going to
coming
trust
in
them.
here.
So I'm just like, well, shit. And then I just keep defending the body and the two people.
Okay. A couple of people do remember you helping them, and more deer in a headlights response of indecision.
That's worse. That's actually worse.
And then others kind of just start running to where they think is safest.
Mm-hmm.
Two of them run into the nearby building that is still in okay shape.
And it collapses.
Another one runs down the side street. As the wave starts to quite literally wave ripple the street, a pole comes down and slaps a person enough to send them flying 30 feet in a direction as they're slapped by the pole.
They lived.
That's more than a thunder wave
They
damage
live.
right there.
That is.
The building that the others ran into,
Is it completely gone?
no, you start hearing cries and screams of people that just got trapped and injured. There's more of that as it's occurring all around the street. As you get to actually take in some of this, as the dust is everywhere, it is now when you noticed the timberline sliding down the mountain.
Alright, I still have my bonus action. So second level, I'm casting Healing Word on the other injured person before my turn fully ends.
That's fine, you still have action.
Alright. Right, I do also still have the action.
Mhm.
And so, sorry. Not Healing Word. Not Healing Word. It's Leon dies on a 4. I don't know if you saw that part of the stream, Andrew, or not. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, again, and this one is a bit of a different message. He says, Thanatos, I cannot act all at once. Vest your faith in me, I beg. And I heal that one for 10 points as well.
Leon died.
Leon
On a
did
4.
die on a 4.
Mm.
Well, I got a 4 last time as well, so he double died.
He's double dead.
Yeah.
And
Congratulations, you hit today's daily double.
I just sort of hope and pray that this does anything. I take my staff, just plant it down into the ground in like a crack between like the stones or something in the dirt. And I look to the two people and of course the body because he can totally hear me too. And I say, the middle of the street is the safest. Yep. The middle of the street is the safest. Stay here. And I fucking run into the building and I'm gonna hit those people if I can.
Okay, as you run into the building, that'll be next round.
Okay.
Gwen.
Safest. Safest.
You have won the war of necromancy. As you are holding these down, it is up to you if you want to start a war over one of them or you want the dragon to decide.
So what's gonna happen? I'm gonna make poor decisions.
Speak up.
Poor decisions!
I'm gonna start the war on all of them.
I'm going to say I call you obey. And I'm gonna fucking attempt to drag all 4 of them and lock them into the ground, knowing well aware I'm not gonna be able to do all 4 at the same fucking time, but I'm gonna try anyway.
Watch her roll 4 nat 20s.
And then we're gonna see what that does.
That is so statistically impossible.
Not impossible,
So-
improbable.
You can't get worse than
Impossible.
disadvantage on an athletics, so go ahead.
How many am I rolling? All 4, I assume?
All at disadvantage? Well, no. Just make one roll at disadvantage for all of them because you're trying to do it as one single action.
But it's
Okay.
athletics, you said, right?
It's contested strength.
Okay.
Remember, you're using your intelligence or your wisdom instead of your actual strength.
Okay. 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 I'm using
Intelligence or
Am I
wisdom,
using
whichever's higher,
my
and then
intelligence?
proficiency.
save
No. You're still rolling
the
athletics.
score.
Just
But
Okay.
just like whatever the difference
Okay,
is in
so
your
it's a
strength
plus
and
one,
that.
not a plus two. That's all I needed.
There you go.
Well, with disadvantage, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Does that just
How does that
shoot
work? Do I
cancel
roll
out
again
the
with
lower roll?
disadvantage?
You roll one
or-
more die.
One more
Okay.
die. Yeah.
This one. Nah.
I like how you do
Okay,
it.
that didn't help.
Mhm.
So it's a 10.
As its head rears back,
Yeah, he's not happy.
How many
each
do
of the
you have?
tendrils come out of your hand,
None.
and then the head comes back down
Uh-huh.
and just eats you.
That's nice of him.
You are inside its mouth.
Yep.
You're not dead,
Yet.
but you have a very important choice to make.
Mm-hmm.
Spit or swallow.
Way to kill the
I had
fucking
to, I
tension.
fucking had to.
Look, we can't have anything nice.
Dominus gets
You'll
struck
find
by
out
lightning.
next round what you're gonna have to make a decision on.
Cool.
So,
I'm gonna punish Dominus right now. Like,
just I gotta get back to that. As the ground starts to shake again, it all suddenly just stops. No explanations, no rationale to it. It felt like it was building up to a crescendo. But then it just goes quiet.
Alright.
No beat drop, nothing. And Llamel's the first to see it. As the top of the mountain starts to peel away. As the dirt starts to manifest itself into this weird, flowing red fire. As the trees just incinerate and waves of what looks like this weird haze that's brought on by excessive heat
Mm-hmm.
distort the field of the entire vista
Yeah.
that is that mountain range. Then Dominus sees it. Adret, as he finishes healing and manages to look back out the window as he runs in the building, doesn't see it. Doesn't know. I need to know what your actions are.
Llamel isn't stupid, but he's not that.
What, no challenge accepted?
No. If it was a paladin, sure thing. The mountain turning into a body of lava is a natural disaster, and that can't be helped. Do I see a horse anywhere near me as I'm getting closer to the outer bands?
Roll a D100.
Ooh.
If you can get above a 70%, I'll give it to you.
How does a 91 sound?
You find a horse. That's how it sounds.
I fucking book it as far away as I can and as fast as I can.
Animal handling, please. Because
Yeah,
it's terrifying.
Bitch, handle that animal.
It is terrifying.
Mhm.
Could I use my inspiration on this to gain advantage?
Why
I'll
don't you
accept
maybe roll first?
Yeah, you can
or-
roll first too, because remember.
Yeah, you can also roll.
Ah,
Good point.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
As long as you
I
don't
usually
know the
let players
result,
dip
right?
big their own
Mhm.
holes,
Yeah.
but that seems mean right now.
natural 20 for a 22.
Cool, because as a skill check, that's not going to make a huge difference. But
Yeah.
but the horse does listen.
It has the same goal as me.
Really important.
Yep.
You have 3 legitimate options you can take.
All right.
You can go towards the mountain, which is clearly the option you don't want to take. It sounds like.
That sounds like the dumb option because I would incinerate. Yeah.
You can go back the kind of the way you came, or you can run the ring on the outside of the town. Now, what happens is, I'll turn it towards you. Mountain out here,
Mm-hmm.
you're up in the noble area. The Prima Bellator would be out here. If you start running the ring, you can get out to where the hills are. You can go to where that is, and then that goes out. You could also run this direction, which if you do, you're going down. The Colosseum's down here.
What
But it's in the city.
would be the way if I was trying to retreat to generally head towards the capital?
straight.
Because you still have to go down the narrow between the ranges.
Okay.
It won't make a difference. You'll go around and go out one way or the other.
Yeah, I'm not going through the city because that's going to not be able to be ridden on horse. And that would take probably twice as long running through than it would just be to go around. So I'll go around towards the Prima Bellator.
Okay.
And make my way south from there.
Got it.
The hills might slow it down.
Might. Which one he wants to go next? All right.
All right. Dominus is smart enough to also know that, yeah, I'm not going to blow up lava and stop it or anything like that. Also smart enough to know that running straight downhill from lava that's also going downhill is probably not the best idea. But he's going to do that to get back to where they were, where he last saw Adret. And on the way, he's going to be yelling at anyone he sees and pointing out, run as fast as you can that way, basically to run to the edge of the bowl so that they actually end up at slightly higher ground because the lava is going to come down through the center. So he's like, retreat that way now, as he's running.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
And he's going to try to get to, it's going to take him a little bit, but he's going to try to get to where he last saw Adret and see if he can get Adret to get the fuck out of there with him.
Sounds good.
It's going to take a couple
Kill
rounds.
Llamel.
Persuasion or
I
performance, your
have no
choice.
intention on killing
For the people.
any
Yeah.
of us, let alone myself.
That would be either because they're the same fucking thing.
I'm curious about how Richard escapes this.
Richard's fine, guys.
Yeah, that's only a 9.
Josh is right now going, so glad I'm not there. It makes me automatically safe.
I'm glad
Richard
I have
is
plot armor.
fine.
That is only
No,
a
he
9.
has story armor. There's no such thing as plot armor.
That is a 9.
There's a 9. All right, so people listen to you and don't listen to you. It's kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah. Some are too panicked.
With the panic, I figured that would be the lowest DC imaginable for trying to convince a horde, so
Yeah.
that's really a
I
good
got
result.
some people, though.
Yeah.
Apparently.
No, that's a good result.
Mhm.
I mean, getting anybody to do anything in that kind of state.
No, run's the obvious answer. I don't think they listened afterwards.
Yeah, no, run that way.
Adret, you're inside the building. The ground has stopped shaking.
I imagine the building is not doing very hot.
Nah, you can hear the creaking in the boards. You can definitely tell this building is not got long.
The people inside, there's 2, right? How are they looking? How far are they? All that kind of stuff.
There are 2 people huddled near, surprisingly, basically the stairwell's support structure. So the stairwell on the backside would have went up slightly, but the whole under part of it, despite the fact there's stone and debris that have buckled it, it hasn't fully buckled all the way. They've used it as kind of a shelter.
So
There's some steel work in it, which is probably why.
I rush towards them and I say, "We need to get out. The building is collapsing." And I try to grab him and pull him along back to where I was before.
Persuasion. It's a small group. No more performance options.
I mean, again, it's the same roll for me. 13.
Okay. You managed to get them to leave.
All right.
As you go ahead and you leave, we go back inside a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Your 2 choices. You can invent more if
Yeah.
you can be creative enough to
The
do so.
2 obvious choices.
Die, not die.
You, as the being you actually are, do not need to stay in this form.
Mm-hmm.
You can eject yourself from the moral form that you've bound yourself to and take a surrogate form that is qualified. Or you can surrender a portion of yourself, and you'll regenerate in a century or so, to bind it. If you go this route, you'll lose all form of your sense of self for the next 10 years minimum.
Big choices, huh?
I want to do one of those options.
Yeah, really?
And as I'm doing the other option, I'm gonna take the first option. That
Okay.
sounds great.
Mhm.
The first, not first part. The other thing I want to do as I'm doing this, so I want to do this and then that. As I'm inside, I assume he just swallowed me. So I'm give or take here.
Mhm.
I'm going to slide down here, cut all the way down,
Okay.
and then poof my way out with option 1. Sounds great.
Okay. Do me a favor. What is your highest spell level?
Second level?
We're 5th level. It should be 3rd.
Second.
-3.
Is that character sheet updated?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're behind for some reason. I don't know what was up.
I don't know why.
Well, you're a warlock,
I
5th
didn't-
level
I got-
warlock, so 2nd level.
I got-
No, 5th level would be 3rd.
I
They get the same
apparently
spell
not.
progression
Yeah,
up until
that's-
5th
I
level.
got
spells.
no spells.
Well, I don't think you actually took a. Well, you would be able to upcast it 3rd. Beyond's weird.
I
Well,
don't
let
know.
me see for a moment.
The sheet.
No, 3rd is your highest level.
Okay, well then someone
Because-
needs to help me with D&D Beyond
Well,
because
no.
I don't
Here's
know
the
what
thing,
fuck
because
happened.
did you upgrade that to level
Yes,
5
this
beforehand?
is level 5.
Mhm.
Zach upgraded me, and he said I got no spells.
You didn't get any new spell.
No,
Yeah,
you
your
should
spells,
be
but you
getting
should
one.
yeah, you
We'll
should.
figure it out. We'll figure it
I-
out.
Yeah.
That's not worth.
3rd, I guess, is the answer.
Okay.
This is news to Jen.
So
D&D Beyond has just not liked me for this recently. It's
That's
just,
because you keep using paper.
I don't know.
I need you to make a D20 roll
Okay.
plus your highest spell level
Okay.
plus your casting stat modifier.
Which is that? So I'm gonna plus 7.
Yep,
Yes.
sounds about right.
The funny thing is, Beyond says she has 3rd level spell.
Yeah.
It says she has two slots.
But we
It doesn't
printed.
say. I got nothing for you.
Cause fear, charm person, crowd matters, find familiar.
They're all spells she has, they're just
Did you
upcasted.
print it off of the upgraded, or did you
Yeah, this
accidentally
was-
use the
this was
No,
printed
this
out,
is
Again,
level
after,
5.
sure.
Yeah,
I
we-
don't
after.
know.
later?
No, it's in the fucking tray. So 19 plus 7, so it's a 26.
Okay.
Thank
You
Dad.
do. This is important. You do 26 of permanent spiritual damage to the creature as you cut yourself out.
Okay, well, I don't imagine I need to keep track of that number.
You don't. I do.
Okay.
If you were to do that again, you'd only need to do it about 500 more times.
There are 2 qualified candidates.
Yep.
Adriana is 1.
Yep.
That's a lost cause.
The second one is only 3 years old.
It's not what I thought the second one was going to be, but I'll take it.
And it's in the capital. It is a nobleman's daughter that started getting trained and might not be able to do much for years.
So your options are take over the person that you're trying to help and save and destroy their will.
Is likely
or-
already dead because the mountain's on fire.
That's
Yeah.
Or take over the will of a little girl, which is
If you want to
very
go back
fucked
to
up.
them, I'll get back to you on that momentarily.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, they can't do shit. Wow.
I mentioned generational for a reason.
Yep.
I think we may all die here, folks.
No, Richard's fine, guys.
Yeah, Richard won't. He's good. He'll
As,
come back, he'll just be older.
as the mountain ignites, the top of it peels. It doesn't actually explode out like a volcano. And instead,
No
peels.
It's
pyroclastic
like a
cloud.
banana.
No pyroclastic cloud.
It's like a banana.
As
Banana.
that happens, the dirt itself just kind of pushes away, and then eventually you see these claws erupt out
Oh my fucking
of black ash and molten stone. It incinerates everything on that mountain as it literally tears itself out like it's in an egg.
Gave her one job.
Why did you just fucking smash the head immediately?
I gave her one job.
Oh my god.
I said sort it the fuck out, and she didn't.
As this one leg comes out and the other comes out, pushes away what remnants of the mountain are there. 2 more sets come out.
Heads?
Of
2
legs.
more
No,
sets
legs.
of legs.
It's got
The damn thing had
Oh.
6.
6 legs.
Yeah.
As it pulls
6
what's left of the
wings.
mountain away and then plants itself down, you guys see its backside. So you don't really get a good look at what's going
I have
on.
a serious deja vu right now. What the fuck?
As you're running along the side, there's no way you can't see this. As you're out in the street, you're seeing what's going to be probably the end of this city. As you're going away
Well, I'm going towards where he is.
towards where he is, you have the moment of fuck. fuck.
Mhm.
It's getting worse as it goes.
You've seen Godzilla climb on the fucking volcano.
This creature is so massive. The mountain is only probably a 10th larger than it was.
So this thing, I'm imagining not, but I do be a bit of a spiritual guru. Is there anything I know about it?
No.
He a big
Okay.
dragon.
Thought so.
There's nothing in any record that talks about this. As it back heals itself up and actually gets beyond the dirt that remains, which there's not much of, you start seeing this folding happen up around it. And then kind of push out. There's one set, and another set, and then the last set. As 6 gigantic wings shadow cover the entire city. It takes a couple of strong beats of its wings, thankfully aimed not at the city, but instead towards what was part of the forest on the east side of this city, which just goes onto the ground. And this creature lifts off. You see the tail manifest as flowing magma just slowly creates this dripping trail down it. And it finally turns into this spike on the back of it. And it takes off into the sky. You never see the head as it starts flying towards the capital.
Okay.
Guess we ain't gonna need to go to the capital, boys.
What the fuck did Jen do?
I didn't.
Gwen.
The
not Jen.
crater that is left from this thing is still above your general sight line, but it's
And is it still lava flowing down?
no, it's just scorched. The lava was the creature only. The heat wave haze is still around it as it flies away, but it takes a long time before this thing is out of actual sight. Things start to settle down, and the city is just trashed. The far forest is pretty much, a large portion of the eastern forest is just gone. Logging can go and clean that up, but there won't be anything there to hunt. The infrastructure of the city was decimated by the earthquake. 2 weeks pass. You can't really leave much outside of what you managed to get outside.
I did want to say, if 2 weeks are going to pass, the 4 people that were with me, right?
Mhm.
Are you able to tell me what happened to them? And then also, the first thing I would do upon the next day was I wanted to cast Speak with Dead on the body.
Okay,
All right.
we can do that.
All right.
I also want to know if when that dragon thing came out, if Dominus pulling out the beef jerky bacon bundle and throwing it in that direction would have made it go that.
No.
No, you needed the flare.
Oh,
to get Sue to turn.
shh! It's visions based on movement. No.
The decimation this thing causes is hard to underspeak because the roads that lead out of the valley that this entire range is in and the city is built around, even the low hills, it's not that it's impassable, it just takes a while to clear it. The watcher bikes, that the few that are in the city, are entirely useless. You can't move horse and wagons around because all the roads are just jagged messes. People can survive in this. There's still food reserves. The military takes over immediately as full martial law kicks in. The watchers are immediately all conscripted. And you get to see Regulus in his true splendor as a commander on a battlefield, but this is a different kind. The man has got a presence that is not only magnetic, it demands obedience in a way when he wants it. People that are part of the familias come to try to just help people. There's no reason anybody doesn't try to help. There's clearly undersides of things. People stealing, looting, whatever. That all ends by day 2, 3-ish. At least, obviously.
Especially with the martial law.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All of the cadets are basically pushed out into the center part of the city, which is thankfully some of the least decimated because there's the large squares that are there, and they start basically building tent cities on the 3 major squares. And thankfully, the Watcher's post, though damaged, is still standing, and it can be act as a base to look over all of that. Yes.
A couple things that Dominus would want to know since a whole week has passed. One,
2, right?
or 2 weeks or whatever it was. Did he ever find Adret and Llamel?
Yes, you guys will reunite.
Okay.
No problem. I'm also
Also-
describe all that too.
Okay.
Also, he would have wanted to make sure that Priya and those children, especially, were okay.
I'll get to it.
Okay.
Priya's definitely fine.
Okay.
Story armor.
Who would have guessed?
Who'd have guessed?
You're not.
That's
I'm
mean
totally
but funny.
fine.
Over the
Fine.
course of the first 3 days, getting control of the city is really the big focus. You guys end up meeting back up. The dead have to be buried or burned. In some cases, you just can't afford to bury as many people as you would want to.
Mhm.
So burning is a reasonable thing. And it's not like it's a foreign practice. Most people are cremated and then interned anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, you're now doing mass internments for crypts all over the place that have now been unearthed. So now they're going to have to be rebuilt and restructured. The sewer system's trash, so running water is not a thing. You have to pull from the river, which is shallower than it ever was, which means fish is heavily restricted. It has to be dredged by hand by a militia corps, which will take months. Clearing the Prima Bellator, which is completely demolished because of the landslides that happened. It slid half off its own hill, and it's just gone. The Colosseum is damaged to the point where repairs are going to be necessary for anything to happen in it. The Undercroft is probably one of the few places that's okay, but getting to it's a whole other story. That takes the first week just to clear out enough to do that. Nina is found. All the others of the sponsors are also found. They were meeting with, they were forming a company and making the Colosseum into an official company,
Oh, that's nice.
which then solves the stupid that you had to deal with that once the place is rebuilt. There's a couple of curious things that happen. One, you hear nothing from outside. You just don't. There's no sending, receiving stations that still work.
Mhm.
There is no non-hand delivered missives that get by. Eventually, at the end of the first week, there is some things that are delivered. They get through the passes and stuff like that. You find out that the creature was last seen. It flew north over all of Balsana and kept going.
Ooh.
I have no idea where it went, but it's definitely went north of the territories that
So
Balsana
it
controls.
flew past the capital.
Went right past it, just kept going.
That must have scared the shit out of them.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
Anyone on the path, fuck.
Because it stopped at the capital briefly and ripped a gigantic tree that's been there for the entire kingdom's time. Ripped it right out of the
Some
ground.
people do me like that.
This tree is so big that if you were to go and cut it down, you could probably start rebuilding a skyscraper.
But can't cut it down. It's been ripped up.
If you were able to. Smart ass. It ripped it up and flew off with it.
He was just hungry.
The military
Just
did
took
attack
it.
the
He
shit out of
should've.
it
He
for
wanted a
the
stick,
couple
guys.
minutes it had. It did nothing. You'll find that out at the end of the second week. In the first week, the missives that get through also tell all clan tier members that they are still recalled, but they're going to delay any vote requirements 1 month for obvious reasons. The capital is in disarray too because your city, though it took the most damage, isn't the only one that took damage. The quakes were able to be felt for 50 miles, so villages and small towns also took damage from that. And that goes up into almost to where the train comes down on the central eastern side.
Wow, that far-reaching.
It's super reaching. When you go to speak with the dead,
I had 5 questions to ask because that's how the spell works.
if you want to,
All right. So the first one to that one dead chef man. Who is your family?
he rattles off a family line.
All right. And then I ask him where they are.
He gives you an address to his nearest relative.
I then ask what he would say to them as his final words.
To his wife, forgive me. To his kids, I love you. To his family, I guess this means my debts are cleared.
Ooh. Ouch. Practical, man. Practical.
Fourth question. What is your final wish?
Don't bury me.
Well, that invalidates the fifth question, which was, where would you like to be buried?
Yeah.
So then the fifth question would instead be, what would you have me do instead of bury you?
Make use of what's left.
Eat you?
That's the sixth question. You can't ask it.
Well, no, but can I like insight that?
Yeah.
Okay. I believe I have like a.
Someone's picking up on the.
I mean, I know that's like a thing here.
The cannibalism.
It has a different connotation at this point, but yes.
That is a 25.
Wow.
What does he mean?
He means spiritually absorb him. His essence.
That's a fucking thing I can do?
You don't know.
You can try.
Okay, I look at him and I, he's dead now, and I kind of think, I do not fully understand this, but I would not have been told it if it had no reason, and Sanitas has led me here thus far. I will take you upon me, if I can carry on the lives of those who have been lost. And then I just, what do I do?
Religion.
Okay, good to know.
It's just
And when you
mouth to mouth
succeed-
with the dead.
When you succeed, you now learn a new biscuit recipe.
Ooh, nice. This is a 21.
Okay. You don't know how this entirely works, but for a brief moment, he turns into an actual spirit. Stops being a spectral entity that's really just what's left of his ego and his mind. And then turns into an actual spirit. A spirit of calm and inviting fire, which absorbs itself into your staff.
All right.
Your staff now gains the ability to expend 1 charge per day to create a campfire that is inviting and warm.
Ooh,
Aw.
I like that.
That is cool.
All right, I need to write that
campfire.
down.
That's very
Horrible.
cool.
It smells like s'mores at all times.
Like this. I have so many
Staff.
notes that I'm trying to.
1 charge per day, inviting warm
Like that?
campfire.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was
I
very
do like
cool.
that. Yeah. Inventory.
Props, Andrew, for a
Thank you,
very
Andrew,
cool
yeah.
DM moment. I like that.
Making a magic item on the spot.
Yay.
For what it's worth, I know my decision.
Okay, manage inventory, add custom.
Oh, we
item.
need to know that. We need to know.
Address.
Someone
Because we need to know who to go and blame.
Oh,
You
yeah.
3-year-old child!
Notes. Once per day.
I'll be 50 before fucking
Expend
Gwen's
a
relevant again.
Charge
The
to
fuck?
She takes the 3-year-old.
We'll be retired.
Mhm.
fighting.
There's no way Adriana's still alive though. There's no fucking way.
Yeah. Now, with
You
those
don't know.
You're
questions,
talking about entities of spirit, though.
You're also talking about someone who does magic. Maybe she learned teleport.
maybe she learned don't deify. Ooh. But with that information I gained from the corpse, I would then, in the least intimidating way possible that a lizard man after a natural disaster can, go to the residence that was detailed and inform them of everything that happened and so on and so forth. That is assuming they are not all also crushed underneath rubble.
You will find out that 3 other members of a 18-strong family had died, so 4 total.
Okay.
Which is actually low percentage for most families at this point.
Right, I figured.
But they take the news in the same level of shock and somber nature they possibly can, because at the end of the day, there's so much death and destruction around them. They'll probably grieve eventually once it settles, and then it'll be probably pretty bad.
Once they get over the shell shock of it all.
Mhm.
And then the final thing I'd like to do during these 2 weeks before anything else happens is, I know we would have met up or whatever, but in any time that Adret isn't working with them and has time, I would like to go to some kind of homeless or help shelter or food cafe. Sorry, not food cafe. It's like soup kitchen is what I mean.
Food cafe.
Food cafe. And volunteer
cafe.
to help there while also trying to spread tidings of Sanitas, more so the tenets, to help people have faith. Because, yeah, more people in my religion, that's cool, but I'm not trying to convert them. I'm just like, you are blessed, you will live, yada yada.
Trying to give hope.
Yeah.
That's a good cause to do.
All right. And that's all I would do.
Did you burn your inspiration?
Yeah, I did already.
You can get it back.
Nice.
Adorable.
You go to see if Priya and the family and Alden and all them are okay. One death. It's really deeply cutting, but not for you, necessarily. Alden died.
I feel bad, but
He was in the warehouse trying to get everything in order when the whole thing collapsed on him.
I feel bad that he died, but I wasn't close to him, and I would have felt much worse if it was one of the children.
Yeah, I didn't go there.
Yeah. So yeah, while I'm
The kids were on the playground, which is why.
while I'm upset about that, it's more of a upset about the death of a colleague and the loss to society of his knowledge and wisdom. But on a more personal level, he's actually feeling relieved because no one else, none of the children or anyone else in that immediate circumstance has been harmed.
That could have been worse.
Mm-hmm. But he does actually spend time, because whether or not they actually lost anyone, children can be affected negatively by such devastation around them. He spends time with all of those kids, trying to take their mind off things. Just doing things like spending time with them, coloring, playing, whatever. Showing them interesting things, with mechanical stuff, and like, ooh, look what I can do with these chemicals. Woo, stuff like that, whatever.
Okay.
But then when he's not with them and helping them out, he would actually seek out Llamel and Adret and assist them with whatever they're doing. And if some of that time might be helping out at soup kitchens.
Yeah.
Other times might be, depending on what Lamel's doing, if he needs assistance with stuff, helping out.
Okay. How about for you?
I'm kind of thinking Llamel wouldn't have looked back for the most part. He would have just kept running to the capital at this point.
Oh.
Would have separated himself from the rest of the group.
A lone person on a horse could have made it.
So I would have made that journey and made my way to the capital.
Okay. You would be most of the way there, assuming you didn't push the horse past the initial getting the hell out.
I'm not going to try and kill the horse now.
Okay. So, when we get to the next game, we'll have you arriving in the capital then. And for our very last person,
Who died?
Gwen.
what decision do you make?
I texted you. I don't know if you want the decision to be public or not.
Yes, because of the nature of the
Okay.
idea.
Exciting, guys. I'm going for the kid.
I knew it.
Okay.
I fucking knew it.
Yeah.
At the end of this first week, enough people go to investigate the site. They bring back some strange things. First of it is a bunch of magical materials that are sophisticated but beyond repair. It's a wagon basically of just debris, rubble, as if a junkyard needed to collect from, I don't know, a power plant. You know what I mean? It's just pieces of clearly important things for a very specific task. And one body,
Adriana.
missing an arm
Mm-hmm.
and a foot. Adriana is declared officially dead. She's not the only one. because the hospital fully collapsed too.
Lucretia?
Lucretia is also dead.
How coincidental that anybody who needed to die is now dead.
It is
You're
more
welcome.
important than the simple fact that Dominus is the only one with the schematics now.
Mm-hmm. Only one who has them, bitch.
And nobody fucking knows you have him. Besides Priya.
You guys don't even know.
And that's where we're going to end this episode.
boy.
With the world having been altered, invariably in destruction. We'll see what happens. Thank you for joining us. Any final words from our players that need to be put out there?
Holy fuck.
When you think you can handle it all, you're probably wrong, but try anyway.
Watch DMC episode 2 and comment about what you guys want.
Yep, actually, I was going to bring that up. Dungeon Master's Craft, or DMC, Episode 2, is up on the YouTube channel, where Andrew, Zach, Logan, and myself talk about basically world building and stuff, and we're actually going through the process live on stream for you guys to watch. And we want your input as a community. We've actually put a separate category and channel in the Discord. So we would love your input because we're making 4 origin worlds, and there's a 5th one, which is community generated. We want your input on that. So go to our Discord, go ahead and check that out. Put your input in on the DMC origin community origin world channel in there, and let us know. And other than that,
Check out my website,
yeah. Check out Jen's website.
sidequestcardsandgames.com.
Okay.
But I think that's it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we want to thank you for coming, and happy Destruction Day.
Merry Christmas!
And Merry Christmas, I suppose. Why not? Happy holidays, and good evening.